Oh, there we go.
Ah, frick.
Great first line.
Hello, everybody. No, I misclicked on something while I was transferring it over. What is this book? What are you? I found a mystery book. Oh, okay, that's what. Never mind. I understand now what it is.
Do you?
Yes. Both of my mice are wireless right now, so I have to remember which one I'm using. For which one. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the music now.
I can't even hear it, so.
Well, I'm gonna get distracted and then I'll just randomly during the stream just being like, this is your friendly reminder to back up your stuff. I'm definitely doing it right now. Back it up. Beep bop boop.
Back it up, back it up. What up, Ocean View?
Oh, this is the wrong mouse. I've already done it.
What?
I used the wrong mouse. I've got two mice. Laptop mouse and desktop mouse. Is that today?
Yes.
I don't keep track of that stuff.
Oh. Thought I muted you.
No, I'm never muted. I will always be yapping. Yap, 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 yap.
Oh, geez.
What are you? What's on you?
Good.
Okay, I need to specifically have the character descriptions in its own document. So guess who's making another document? Oh, okay.
Thought I'd put that up there since I was highlighting the comment.
What do you mean you can't find it? Just because I moved it, you can't locate my files? Oh no. I'm not distracted, you're distracted.
I'm just tired.
Valid.
I stayed up way too late last night. But it was worth it. Because I watched The Last Unicorn. And by way too late, I mean I finally fell asleep around 11.
Oh my god, no, not 11.
That's like 2 in the morning for me, okay? I get up at 4:30. I did not get up at 4:30 today.
See, I just stay up until 4:30. Not my better choice.
There are times that you and I are texting in the morning, I having just woken up, you having not gone to bed yet.
I think my favorite is when
yes,
Matthew and I are just like yapping. Oh, the answer is no, because everybody was super busy. So we're having pizza tonight.
I would say I got pizza from a small like family owned place here in town. Not in town, not like in my town, but like in the Twin Cities. And then I got what used to be, so I don't know if they had them in Wisconsin, but we used to have Baker Square here in Minnesota, specifically the Twin Cities. It's like a diner-esque kind of thing, like a Denny's but better. And they used to have the best pies in the world. And my favorite was their lemon supreme, which is the pie crust, and then cream cheese, and then the lemon, and then whipped cream. It is the best pie. So I was so sad when they announced they were closing all of the Baker Squares.
Oh.
But that's okay, because then Famous Dave's, which again, I don't know if Kay knows what that is. Famous Dave's is a BBQ place.
Oh.
Famous Dave's purchased their menu for pies. And so yesterday I got my lemon supreme from Famous Dave's.
Hey.
So I had pizza pie and pie.
Nice. I'm not like super big on like actual pie.
It's like you might know what Perkins is at the very least, it being in Wisconsin. So it's like Perkins. It's pretty much like on the same caliber as Perkins. Yeah, Kay, you don't know what a Perkins is. That doesn't go that far south.
I'm just over here. Are you talking to me? Because I have zero clue what you're talking about.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay. Okay, I need a Sharpie. Why do I never have one? Because I don't have one. It's fine.
Pi squared. That's absolutely correct.
Pi squared. Brownies? Pastry. So, you know, instead of like pie, it'd be like pie.
Okay. I'll pretend you make sense.
I don't make sense.
No.
I will find a Sharpie later. Okay. Laptop is closed.
That is the best time to eat Perkins. Seriously. Yeah. Been there, done that. Pi cubed for the sophisticated. Yeah, that works.
Pi cube for delicious. That's a cake then.
Yeah. Speaking of desserts though, I got the random hankering to attempt, since I've got a torch now, a flamethrower, if you will. I want to make a bake at Alaska.
Ooh.
Will I be successful? But I want to. So
you should.
Yeah, I might make it a video, even though I have been very bad at editing the multiple videos that I have yet to put up onto my channel. The last one I put up was my Doctor Who convention, which was already like a month and a half ago. So.
I mean, I
can't. 2 weeks to put up.
I can't say anything.
No, you still owe me 160. Was it 160 questions?
Like 116 or something. 161. Bizarre. I have it bookmarked somewhere because I didn't want to lose it. Watch the website, like took it off, and now I'm like, oh, I gotta go through Britt's video to find the questions.
Oh God. Well, that more watch time for me. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'll just have it on loop. I am so happy you can do that now. You just right click on the video and you just select loop and it'll loop it. Because before you had to like add something to the URL of the video. And I'm so glad you don't have to do that anymore.
This is not sponsored by YouTube.
YouTube.
With our whole 3 viewers.
Oh, should we? Oh, no. You know what? 3 viewers is better than no viewers.
It's true. We've had one podcast, one live stream.
This is where we announce.
Huh?
This is where we announce the podcast.
So everyone, Creative Accountability is becoming a podcast now.
You can now listen to it on everywhere podcasts are available. Just kidding.
I mean, long-term goal would be kind of fun to make it a podcast eventually, but that's not happening now.
100%. I would love that. No, I just realized something. I was going to do that cover thing and I forgot to hook my printer up, so I don't have it made.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Because I've got the cover made. It's silly and fun and I love it. And I want to doodle on
share
it.
Your screen.
Do what?
When we get to it, you can share your screen.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up so I don't forget.
Oh.
Also, fair warning, our internet has been a butt lately. It seems to be fine now, but in case I go disappear-y, that's what happens.
You're talking to somebody who is in one of the 3 states that's affected by a trade war with Canada. So, same. But at least I know the cause of my problems with our power and internet in general. Because we're in a trade war with Canada now.
Don't envy you. All right, cool. I have it pulled up. It's so simple. I like it. It's fine. The actual like cover is gonna be more. I may have found a cover artist. I don't know.
You know, that's no excuse. That's no excuse. I don't care what your excuse is. It's not an excuse.
Excuse you, the last one we had was a Sunday, not a Saturday, so that's on you. Speaking of, it's time to rotate and add to my tally marks. We have now officially doubled it.
Fun times.
Love that for us. I can't spill.
It's the truth. It takes a really special person to piss off Canada.
It does. It's like, why?
I don't want to be living in this country right now.
We just move.
I don't know how Wisconsin was able to escape this nonsense.
Who knows?
At least it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I was expecting to like not have power at all.
That would suck. Oh, I didn't do this.
So far, it's not really affected our internet as much, but we've had really crappy internet. At least that's what I'm assuming. Who knows?
Not me. I don't know squat.
I don't know anything.
I know some things.
I guess that's fair. The bumper Lake Superior. What are we calling Lake Superior now? Wait, no, we renamed Lake Superior, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. I don't remember what it was now.
No, well, we didn't. Canada did.
Canada
What was
did.
it?
I don't remember.
Great Lakes names. Where is it? I'm sure it's Googleable. Oh, there we go. Found it. Lake borders are fine, thanks. That's what Lake Superior is called now. America.
So since there's so many of them, it'd be Lake America 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Exactly. There you go. Right there. Lake America numbers 1 through 5.
Love it.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, Lake Superior is lake borders are fine, thanks. Lake. Oh my God. Why am I okay? My brain is broken.
Don't ask me.
Lake Michigan is Lake Get a Life, eh? Then Lake Huron is Lake Canada Forever. Lake Erie is Lake Sorry Not Sorry. And then Lake Ontario is Lake You Wish. Oh, it's good.
That is so funny.
Oh.
I found a new thing to play with on my desk.
I still have What Is This Feeling playing in my head over and over and over again.
It's a yes/no coin.
Well, there you go.
Will Britt stop having the song in her head? No.
We'll also ask this later if it's still stuck in my head by the time we get to it.
I'm so happy. So this is like a little thing in that one book series that I bought from Ruby Road. So it's like a little freebie. I'm very happy.
Also, real quick, I would rather cry myself to sleep every single night for the rest of my life and then die in a hole.
Don't worry, the lake will go bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. He bankrupts everything he touches.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that's the United States this time.
RIP United States. We're bankrupt now. Debt who? Nah. Our debt has debt now.
Good Lord.
What does this do? Oh, it just does that. Wait, what does that do? Oh, it just does that. Oh, it does that. No. Oh, help. Okay, we're good.
It doesn't do anything, actually. They're lying to all of you watching this stream. I'm just saying. that Link could go bankrupt. I mean, yeah, I believe it.
It's not centered. I have to fix this before I show it. Okay.
Whoa.
I meant the text. So bright. It's like a little light. Oh my god. I don't even need the window open. I just have this big bright white text on my screen. Just whoop. Whoop. I'm very grumpy, so I wanted to do a border and I couldn't find a proper border. Apparently you have to doodle a border on there. You can't just be like, I want a
What are you
border on my
designing with
window.
it?
What?
What are you using to design it?
Oh, it's just on Google Docs for giggles. I thought about going on Canva and like pull up that.
I was gonna say that's what I always use. That's what I use to make my thumbnails.
But these are my non-serious covers, Britt,
Oh,
so
I pay for Canva. Like that's how often I use Canva. Is I actually pay for it. I
I
got
think I
pro.
used it once for something. What did I even use it for?
Oh,
Oh, I made a book cover. That's what I did. The book never finished. It never escaped the first draft, but it's got a cover.
if I could get good enough at Canva where I could make book covers, I would absolutely market myself and like make money that way.
That would be fun. I wish I had actually paid attention and like took the time to draw. That way I could draw my characters.
Same.
Because like I have it in my head, but it's like I need to see them. I need to see them.
That's why I like to go to stock photo places and just find photos of people that like look enough like what's in my head.
Yeah, that's what I did with some of them. I shared them in the group chat.
But that's the problem with writing about mid and plus size people is there's a lot less of those.
It's because everybody sucks.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm writing a Substack. It's gonna be the biggest Substack I think, or biggest blog in general I think I've ever written.
Will it be stacked?
Yeah. Stacked with all kinds of information. But it's about like deconstructing fat phobia.
Oh.
And like I go through like a whole history of like all of that. And it's not done. I'm hopefully gonna finish it today. But I was working on it before I went on my errands, but my computer was dying and I needed to leave for my errands. So, but in order to get back in time for this. So, anyway, that's gonna hopefully go up today. If not today, then tomorrow. But yeah, it's all about fat phobia and deconstructing it. Because it's everywhere, guys.
Yep. Ah.
Don't break things.
No promises.
I'm just saying. Don't break things.
I haven't broken anything. Cut, yes. Break, no. I think my favorite thing, my most amusing thing was so whenever we have to like change out seat buttons in the seats up at work, we have like you got to pull the thing up, dig around, like remove wires and blah 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 blah. So I had to do one of them and it was in one of our like special seats, so it was more complicated than it needed to be. And so inevitably you get like syrup and sticky stuff all over your hands because it's just kind of gross around the frame of the seat. Because we clean the bottom and the around and stuff, but like the frame
that sounds awful. I hate nothing more than my fingers being sticky. I hate it.
Oh, I mean, like after I finish, I always wash my hands like twice because it's just gross.
I'm sure.
So like, but like it's fine because you know I'm doing this, I'm doing that, you know. And I finish, and I glance down, and there's just like red on my hand. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just you know syrup or something. I'll wash it off. So I go and I put everything away, and then I go to wash it, and I turn my hand, and there's just blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh, okay. So in the process of me, because there was like one of the cables got stuck under something, I was trying to get it out, and that's probably why I cut my finger. So that was fun.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was because the blood was just like everywhere, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. But I didn't feel dizzy, so I'm like, we're not too bad.
Back when I was the youth director of the church I used to go to, you know, me and my co-chair, we would take the kids camping. And one of those events, I was not able to get time off to be able to spend the night. So I was just going to go up the day that we were spending there. And my parents ended up taking my spot at the actual campsite so that Ben and his wife were not alone with these kids all night. And so all of a sudden I'm getting ready to drive up there. Actually, it's down, it's further south. I'm getting ready to drive to where we're camping. And all of a sudden I get a phone call from my mother, her frantic. And she's like, "You need to get down here right now. We need to go to the hospital right now, like right now." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm at home. I'm an hour away still. Like, what are you talking about?" Ben was cutting firewood and thought it was a good idea to hold on and nearly cut his whole finger off.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, right in front of the kids. So,
Oh my god.
that was great. Right in front of just a bunch of kids.
Oh my god. Nope, that's bad choices right there.
Oof. I was like, "Ben, you're dumb." He's like, "No, I know. That was really stupid." And I was like, "Yeah."
Why'd you do it?
All right, should we start our introduction?
I guess. Also, it was fully all my blood, by the way. It was all mine.
Oh, this comment here.
Yeah. It was 100% all my blood. So just me stabbing myself. It's
I always love those moments in like TV shows or movies or books where they're like, "You're covered in blood." It's okay, it's not mine.
Right?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. The other person, however, you should see the other guy. It's so funny.
I always laugh. I don't care the context, even if it's supposed to be like the most dramatic moment of the movie, TV show, book, whatever it is. I'll always just go every time.
It's so funny because, like, oh, it's not mine.
It's not mine. It's fine.
It's fine.
That's exactly how I picture it being delivered. Oh, it's not mine.
This not mine. Don't worry about it.
Just covered. Anyway, with that, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Officially. Oh my gosh.
Today's a masterpiece.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm Britt. I am a contemporary romance author, also sort of delving into ideas of dark romance and also young adult sci-fi. I'm all over the place. The young adult sci-fi thing was from when I was in high school, and I just eventually want to actually finish the series that I started back in high school that has evolved. I've written the first draft of the first book, so I'm on my way. Third of the way done.
Yay!
Anyway, but I have this, which I'm going to show every time. This is my debut novel, Deepwater. It is really fun. And each chapter has a little cool gradient with a little ship. It's really cool. But yeah, this is my little baby that I spent years, literal years, working on. Started in 2018, finally released it in 2023. So buy it if you haven't. Enjoy it. Yeah, that's me.
I think my favorite thing is that while you were down here, I forgot to have you sign it.
Yeah.
I think I even had it in my car too. That way I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll just ask her. That way I can have it signed.
I have signed my book in the wild, but it was one of my like best friends from high school. We got together and she was like, you know, the first thing you need to do, right? I was like, what? She pulls my book out of her purse, like plops it down. She's like, I need you to sign it. So I have actually signed one in the wild so far, but I don't know if it counts that it's one of my best friends.
No, it doesn't count. You have to like go to a bookstore and just randomly start signing them.
They're not inside physical bookstores anywhere. I tried to get it into Barnes and Noble in the area because, you know, Barnes and Noble like does local or local authors. And so I called every Barnes and Noble. They're like, no, you have to actually go through our corporate system. And even then, it's like really hard to do unless you're traditionally published. And I was like,
what's the point in advertising that?
so stupid.
That is stupid.
Anyway, but yeah, that's me. I like rom-coms.
Yes, you do.
I'm currently working on the second draft of what will come out next, which is Price Check on Love, which is set in the 2009 recession of two people who work in retail. One that works in retail because of happenstance, and the other one that works in retail even though he doesn't want to, because he graduated with an MBA and can't find a job because it's the 2009 recession. But yeah, and it started out as a rivals to lovers kind of thing, but they became friends too quickly, so I don't like calling it that anymore. I haven't yet. I have thought about going to my library system, and especially because I'm not super far from a library. So I have thought about trying that, but I haven't yet. No, but I do want to.
I should just buy a bunch of your physical books and put them everywhere. I'll take them to half price books.
There you go.
Like, here you go.
I have thought about doing that too, bringing a bunch of my books off to half price books. And
Like,
just being
here.
like, hey, I'm an author. Like, you don't have to pay me for these. Just stock them.
Right.
I do put them in free little libraries, though, every once in a while. I'll put my books in free little libraries. So, and signed and stuff.
Mine probably won't be in free little libraries.
Probably not in your state.
Nope.
They do fine in my state.
As soon as they step outside into the outside, they combust.
Yeah. I'm surprised like a book like that actually can exist like without spontaneously combusting in your state.
I mean, it did just like, I don't know. I mean, the Ruby Row books didn't combust, so I think we're good.
I think we're fine. I think we're set. I think we're good.
They didn't combust in more ways than one because it's a vampire. So, you know, sunlight. Ah!
But yeah, my goal is, it's one of my things with the free little libraries, is every time I do a free little library, or every time I release a book, I'm gonna put the book before that one into a free little library. So like, I'm gonna do Deepwater again in free little libraries after I release Price Check on Love, which will hopefully be this year. That is the goal.
Fingers crossed.
Are even free little, oh no, I think Kay is just joking about not putting it in a free little library because they live in a very, very, well, it's not actually a very, very red state. And technically you live in, you know.
Oh no, the area I live in, like there's only 2 cities that are blue and I am not in either of them. So.
Oh really? I thought there were a few cities that were bluer, that were like purple.
I think if you take out all the like older people, then we do become blue, but because there's more like conservative boomers, you kind of lose it.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact 2, because the 2 top like blue cities in Texas aren't they Houston and Austin? Not in that order. I think it's Austin then Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
should just move down there. Houston's awful though. Like,
no worse than Dallas.
No, it is worse than Dallas. Like the traffic is 200 times worse.
I've heard Dallas is the worst. I don't know. I've never been to Dallas, but
Dallas is the worst around this area, but Houston is the worst down that area. I've never been to Austin, so I don't know.
All I know is that people at my job think I'm in El Paso, which I think is hilarious.
How?
I'm not going to talk about it on the stream, but yeah. Okay. No, there's a reason why people think that I'm in El Paso, which is so funny because they'll be like, they'll clock my Midwestern accent and they'll be like, you're from Minnesota though, originally, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, well, you're in El Paso now, but you were originally from Minnesota. And I was like, I am currently in Minnesota. Thank you. They always think I'm in El Paso.
That is hilarious. Like, what are we doing?
What's funny is my company that I work for isn't even like, it's not where they're headquartered or anything. Like, it's the weirdest thing.
El Paso.
but I still don't feel comfortable like talking about it on stream necessarily and putting it out in the
you're
public.
fine.
But
You know what we should talk about on stream?
there you go.
Who?
There you go. See?
Stir the pot.
Anyway,
My
sorry.
existence stirs the pot now, so you know that's fun.
Have fun.
It's so much fun. No, we should talk about me because
Yes.
I haven't introduced myself.
You haven't yet.
I am the co-host of this stream, and you don't even know who I am.
Are you the co-host?
You're right. I'm the host. This is my stream.
Totally.
I just have it on Britt's channel because I don't know what YouTube channel to put any of my writing stuff on.
You just be like me and be like, this is a writing channel now.
I thought about doing that to the other one, but then I would have to very specifically at the beginning of each video be like, hey, not for children's, because like I didn't actually like start it off as like a kid-friendly channel. It just happened to be, and I never changed it. So
well, both you and I started in the anime space, which tends to attract younger kids in general, which I think is very interesting because I certainly never watched anything that was friendly for children except for like Pokemon and Digimon, but that's pretty much it. Each secretly thinks the other is the sidekick.
I'm not the main character. My hair's not blue.
Okay.
Yeah, because the anime main character, their hair is always
got it.
So neither of us is the main character.
No.
There is no main character. I'll just go dye my hair. It's fine. Anyway, hi, I'm Kay.
It's blue.
What?
My chair can be the main character. It's got a blue head.
Oh my god. I can't escape it. Okay, so before I introduce myself, I just binge watched all of Arcane within the past like week. And then the two main love interests, Vi and Kate. Kate has blue hair and Vi has red hair. And so the joke is anything that's blue and red, it's Kate and Vi. So
mainstream, yes. To answer this question real quick, mainstream, yes. So if you're just passing by the anime community, or if you're just like dipping your toes in, generally, yes, that is the case. I watched a lot of like stuff that is way too violent or creepy. I literally watched a show where a guy was obsessed with the idea of like doing stuff with his sister he shouldn't do.
I hate those shows so much. There are too many of them.
I really needed to take a shower after I watched that one.
It's all icky. Makes me feel icky. Anyway, hi, I'm Kay.
Yes. That's all you get. Moving on. No.
So now we're going to go on to the next thing. No, so originally, if you've been here a while, which I think everybody present currently has been here for a while, this didn't used to say dark romance / fantasy. This used to say science fiction, fantasy, horror. The Galaxia Morbidus series is now out the window.
Completely?
Yeah, no.
Or did you just shelve it?
I think it's out the window at this point.
Okay.
I have like no desire to mess with it. So it's just like it's in a box in the attic.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's like I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, once this, or I'll just do this. And I'm just like, So I think there's something like missing out of it, and I don't know what it is. So until I figure it out, it's just gonna be chilling. But yeah, so we are currently delving in this. It has gone from a single standalone book to a duology to now a massive series with crossovers. And I don't know how that happened, but it happened, and I love it because I love crossovers.
You just keep finding characters you like and keep writing about them.
Well, it's so funny because so I finished the second draft of the Hunter and Her Prey, and it's like immediate cliffhanger. So I should work on book 2, but instead I was like, I need to figure out how this worked out. So I'm going to go back in time.
Hey, world building is a good thing. World building is a good thing.
It's very good because like the more I like deep dive into it, the better and more clear and like stuff it becomes. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Okay, this makes sense, which is good because then the third draft of the Her Hunter and Prey can have like more like depth to it.
Yeah.
It'll make more sense. Cohesive.
Yeah.
And it's also good because the sequel will now have a character that got introduced in the prequel. So, fun fact of that. Hello? Is someone existing?
There were sirens upon sirens upon sirens just now, but it sounds like it's a fire because it sounded like a fire truck. The last siren I heard was a fire truck.
Oh, fire truck.
There's a house not like literally just down the street from me that burned practically to the ground. And so I was sitting in the house one day and I just hearing fire truck after fire truck after fire truck after fire truck after fire truck. And I was like, whoa, what the heck is happening? And then my mom gets home from work and I'm up in their unit. And my mom gets home, she's like, did you go look at it? And I was like, look at what? The house down the street that burned down. I was like, is that what those sirens were for?
See, I would have straight up been nosy and gone outside and be like, where are you going? Where are you going? What's going on?
I do want to say, same.
See, mine's not because like the dark romance books have a very specific like cover vibe.
Yes, and they do not do well with this is a rom-com cover. And that's I think where people are mistaking it as like they're this was originally always supposed to be the rom-com concept, but it has dived more into not dark romance because you're right, like dark romance is still very very specific on how they are portrayed, but see that's the thing is that's not how it was supposed to be originally.
I don't know. The like book that I've read that's the most raunchiest, it's dark romance cover. So
yeah. That's not how it's supposed to be, but that's what it's becoming. And I just think don't judge a book by its cover.
I will.
Because I prefer these, honestly, especially if it's a rom-com. I prefer the illustrated cover personally. That's just me though. They're going to deport me for pro-Canada comments. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, damn.
Oh, that sucks.
Send me now.
Oh, no. Gay agenda. I'm wearing a rainbow. Not really.
I get to see one of my friends from Canada soon. Well, not soon. This year. I get to see one of my friends from Canada this year. And I'm going to be like, okay, I asked you this years ago. And now I need you to actually deliver. Find me a single man from Canada that will marry me so I can get the hell out of here.
We need to escape.
Oh
my God.
Anyway.
No, I don't.
With male torso covers. No. Even I don't like them. And I'm very much attracted to male torsos.
See, this is where I am. Okay, so personal deep dive. Things like this make me go, am I bisexual or am I just really gay? Because like that scene in Deadpool and Wolverine that everybody was talking about, I sat there and was like, okay.
See, and that's the thing is like, I like looking at them, but I would prefer to bring something like this out in public because this feels a lot less like questionable where, and not that there's anything wrong with it. I have no problem. Like I am very, very in general, very, very sex positive, right?
For sure.
For me, I don't have any judgment. If somebody brought a book out that was very clearly a smut book, I would be like, cool, enjoy your book. Is it good? Right? Let me know. I'll read it. But it's the judgment that especially women get. That's the whole reason why smut is looked down on so much. is because it's women owning our sexuality. Or AFAB people, I should say, owning our sexuality.
How dare we?
Right?
The
How dare
audacity.
AFAB people embrace their sexuality? But that's why it's misogynistic. But the problem is that because it is so misogynistic and it exists out there the way that it does, is, you know, I would rather not deal with that conversation and have a book that looks like this versus, and I don't have one right now because they're all packed away over here. Other, you know, aside from having a book that's clearly spicy.
No, my very spicy books are hidden behind a Minecraft book.
That's also true. They do tend to be a bit dehumanizing.
Like, it's like, where's his head?
Right. And it's just, it's like, well, actually, I do have one kind of. So, which one
he is a piece of meat.
Like, this is different because it's a woman, but like Elle Kennedy's original covers for her off-campus series, like, you're just making this part of the male gaze, which, to be fair, there's a lot of problems with Elle Kennedy and the male gaze and bullshit like that. But anyway, her original covers are terrible. They're terrible, which is why they're not packed away, because they're in my box that's right here for donating to the Goodwill. Unless I find a better place to donate to before that. I don't love the Goodwill, but it's the most convenient for me at this point. But anyway, all I know is it's not going to the Salvation Army.
Oh, heck no. Absolutely not.
But now that she's come out with the more cartoony covers of those books, I repurchased most of them. I haven't bought all of them yet, but I repurchased them because I'd rather have those sitting on my shelf personally than having something that is like clearly just there. Like, here's the other one, this is for the score from the same series. Like, why? Why?
It's up there with the stupid stickers on book covers. Stop it.
Yeah, like this just, yeah, like,
yeah, no.
It's definitely the male gaze. And guess what, Elle Kennedy? Men are, well, maybe men are somewhat reading your books, but like, that is not your target audience. Anyway. Boop. Which ones? The headless guy covers? No, they sell extremely well.
They do. My favorite is when like it has like the shirtless guy and it's like a section that says, "Where's my shirt?"
Funny. Actually, I know an author that made an indie author that made this that proved this to be the case, where she released her book with a cover like this, and then released the exact same book with a cover with a shirtless man on it, and the shirtless man made twice as much money.
Dang.
Yeah. So she's got clothes on. Yeah. Luckily they all at least have clothes on. I mean, I think the score, they're trying to make it seem like she might be naked, but because you can't see below her collarbone.
Oh, yeah. So it's doing like that.
You really can't.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You really can't tell, but still very, very sexual. And not that that's a problem, but at the same time, like,
you can do it well.
Yeah. I don't like it, but I do like the new covers. So
I will say, like, I love dark romance like covers. They're so cool looking.
Yeah. The one that I read recently, Bound by Honor, has a really stupid cover.
Oh.
Like, it's very much a dark romance cover. I mean, it's like a people dark romance cover. And again, it parts of bodies. But here, I'll find it.
Ah, okay, I'll stop.
Bound by, oh, that was easy because I guess I've Googled it already. That's, stop it. Oh no. Geez.
You can't make me.
There. This is what it looks like. But I just feel like it's a really, I don't like where honor is, just because like it looks weird.
Yeah, it does. Like, why is it?
It's almost hard to read the title of the book.
If I just glanced at it, I'd be like, No, I can't
But
read
that book left me with really icky feelings. So I'm guessing that's how it's supposed to be in dark romance. That you're supposed to be left with somewhat icky feelings, but
I don't know because I didn't have icky feelings, so maybe I devoured mine.
I mean, I
blocked my
devoured that too, but it still made me be like, it still made me go, I feel bad for her. But I guess because she was forced into a marriage she didn't want to be in.
Oh, I guess so. Mine wasn't like that. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to read one of those.
Yeah. It's a mafia romance, and she was forced into marriage with this guy that she didn't love and didn't want to be with. So, but it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a good book. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I just sat there at the end going, and she just accepted this? Okay. I wouldn't.
Alrighty then.
Not to spoil the book. I mean, it's a romance, so what do you expect? Even in a dark romance.
They find people to marry and then they have kids, but not with each other. That's definitely what happens, right?
Absolutely.
They actually go to war. War crimes
Everyone
happen.
dies, the end.
Ta-da!
It was so funny because Les Mis is my sister's favorite Broadway show. And my mom was like, so what is Les Mis about? And I said, it's about like class problems in France during the time. And she's like, well, how does it end? I go, everybody dies, the end.
What do you expect?
They're all poor people. They all die.
What's the name of the book again?
The Miserable People.
Ah.
Les Miserables. Actually, it's just the miserable ones, but yeah.
It's funny.
Anyway. If I was going to make a spicy book, the cover would just be a burgundy leather with gold or black lettering. I can read. It is possible for me to actually read. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. I love the look of those books. I've got some leather-bound books personally.
Leather-bound books are so pretty.
Show pieces more than stuff I'm going to read, because actually one of them is really old.
Right.
It's the entire Shakespeare collection, and it is kind of not really falling apart, but I bought it old. I bought it super vintage because I was like, this looks so cool and it's Shakespeare.
Mom had like a 2-volume dictionary set and I've confiscated it.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Oh wow. Yeah, those are nice. Those are pretty.
Book, they are chunky. They're very heavy. I love them.
I bet they're heavy.
They're so heavy. And then I think she has like one of those encyclopedia sets somewhere. I told her she's not allowed to get rid of them. I want them if she doesn't want them anymore. She's like, okay.
Yeah, my parents have like old encyclopedias.
I don't know if you can see the like, it's got like a design.
Oh
on it.
yeah, I see the like embossed kind of design.
Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Right? Yeah, I've been sort of slowly collecting the ones that you can get at Barnes and Noble.
Ooh, I love those. I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, where they look like they're designed to be older. Love them. But I have actual old ones. Like I said, the Shakespeare one. I've got also the collection of Bernard Shaw too. So books. They're all packed away. Right there.
I haven't read any of these.
I've read some of those.
Wait, correction. The second from the bottom is actually a like collection of like 3 novellas, and I read the first novella, so it was really good. I devoured it in one day, so I'm like, I should probably buy the complete set.
That's actually what this one is. The Legacy. It's the last book of the off-campus series, and it's basically 4 novellas of all the different characters.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, like ending all the characters' stories, and like so it's basically just one big epilogue of all of the stories.
That's funny.
So anyway,
what's your oldest book? I think mine's like a 1915 Bible. My great grandma.
My guess would be my Shakespeare book is probably the oldest. That would be my guess. I'd have to look at the actual copyright date, but I want to say it's from like the early 1900s.
Ooh.
I think. But that, or it could possibly be my copy. Like, I have an original, I think, first, like an original, like, edition, first edition of Peter Pan.
Ooh.
I think. I'd have to look at it again, but that's in there. So I'm not going to look today.
One day.
Because it's in there somewhere. But yeah, no, it was Noreen's originally, I guess. And then she gave it to my dad, and then my dad gave it to me.
Fun.
For those who don't know, Noreen is my dad's mom, or was my dad's mom. She died. I don't call her the thing that most people call that person in their life.
She doesn't deserve it.
She doesn't deserve it. So we'll just leave it at that for right now. One day I'll tell my story. Today is not that day. So
my wallpaper still makes me smile.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so should we talk about the thing I didn't, or okay, yeah, so should we talk about our goals?
Yeah, let's talk about our goals.
Okay, so Kay, your goal was to finish the first draft of How to Earn or Prey, fill in all the gaps for the untitled romantasy, and try to think of a title, and to complete the writing prompt, or at least try to do it this time. What all did you accomplish of that?
So How to Earn or Prey is done. I think it's technically the second draft because I started the first draft and then I did a complete rewrite because I had to change the POVs and everything. It just became its own second draft. So that's done. The Untitled Romantasy now has a name. It's called The Kingdoms of Betrayal. I did not work on it. And then complete the writing prompt. I forgot about the writing prompt again.
I did not do it mostly because I didn't have time. But also my true excuse for not doing it is I've already written 60,000 words on that writing prompt. So
you've already done it. So
I did it. I just did it before we had it as a writing prompt. And that was the thing too, is like I don't feel like that would be a good short story to be like a divorced couple who falls back in love. Like you gotta work on that. So I can't imagine that's a good short story. At the smallest, a novella, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I already wrote Where the Vinyl Ends. So I just haven't written the second draft. Well, I'm like halfway through the second draft, but I would start over again at this point.
I've just written a bunch of other stuff because, like I said, I finished The How to Earn or Prey, and then I started writing the prequel, and then I started writing a different thing. So there's a lot of words that got written during the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So. And then I did forget. I forgot about the prompt until like a couple of days ago, and I'm like, it's fine.
I did think about it last night and I was like, ooh, I should probably write that before the stream. But then I was like, but I have no idea what I want to do. And the only idea that I had in mind was the only possibility I had was to use actually an old Reba McEntire song from her duets CD. And I don't remember, was it Rascal Flatts she did that song with? It's one of my favorite songs from that CD. I still listen to it. But the music video stars the people who played Cheyenne and Van in Reba. And it like sent the Reba fandom into a tizzy where she's like, is it canon that they got divorced? Oh my God. And she's like, calm down. They're just my friends.
Like, you need to calm, chill, take a moment, a breather. It's fine. Oh my God.
She's like, Joanna even dyed her hair brown. She didn't even look like Cheyenne, really. Anyway, it's just kind of funny. But I thought about possibly watching that music video and developing something around that. But then I was like, but that's just going to turn into a whole nother book idea. And I don't need that right now. Being that I am a contemporary romance author, I feel like the short stories if we pull romance, the short stories are not going to be good for me.
No, I don't. We'll see what we end up with. Cause I think it's still a fun little idea. So
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
Anyway, my goal.
Did you do
Finish-
your goals?
Huh?
Did you do your goals?
Did I do my goals? Hi. Can I help you? Now? What do you want now? Sorry, my cat mimics human speech. And now is one of her favorites. Because if I'm ever like frustrated with either her or the dog and they're not listening to me, I'll be like, now. And she has, and everybody knows if mom says now, do it. And so anytime she wants something, she just comes up to me and goes, now. What? What? You need love-ins? I'm busy. No? Okay. I guess I'm not busy.
Like, nope, pay attention to me now. Your thing can wait.
Anyway, so yeah, so finished the first draft of the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up. Done. I did. I finished that late February, and it is my favorite thing I have ever written in my entire life. And because of that, it's turned into now a 4-part book series.
I love how our like finish this draft has turned into so I did it. And also
Well, that's the thing is I go, okay, so but I really love her best friend in this book. And I want to give her best friend a love story. So then I was like, okay, here's her love story. And I figured that out about halfway through the book. So now when I go back to do the second draft, I need to start like incorporating more of that into the first book. And then so I'm like, then the second book. And I was like, okay, but now I need a reason why this happens in the second book. Oh, that could lead into this character. Oh, but then I want to give this character a love story. And then the second book ends in a certain way where I'm like, but now I'm curious about this character that I'm creating just for the epilogue. Like literally, I created a character just for the epilogue of the second book. And obviously I've not written any of this, but like I've been thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, now I want to write a book for this character that I literally created for the epilogue of the second book. And so I'm like, okay, because this has become my favorite thing I've ever written. Now I'm just going to make it a 4-part book series. So now it's a 4-part book series that they all kind of lead into each other. You would still be able to read them independently without it being too difficult to fully understand. But like, because it's not like because each one has its own contained love story. So the first one is the first love story. Each one has their own like couples that are the focus. Yeah. So you would be able to like read any one of them without it being too confusing. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. 100%. But and all the characters still appear in all of the books. All of them do. Kind of. The fourth one's gonna be complicated just because of like how that one goes. But I'm still gonna make it work. Because that one's different.
I know you can do it. I believe in you.
I believe in myself. But yeah, so yeah, no, I did. I finished the first draft, which has turned into a 4-part book series now. So that's gonna be fun. It's called it's called a series of unwritten rules. And I realize that it's very close to a series of unfortunate events, which is why I stumble on it every once in a while.
You're gonna be giving
that's not what
interview.
I was thinking. Absolutely not what I was thinking when I came up with the book series idea. So I just was struggling with it, and I was like, but every single book starts with the unwritten rules of. And so I just was like, I'm just gonna use that. So a series of unwritten rules. And then somebody was like, you do realize it's close to a series of unfortunate events, right? And I was like, that's completely different. It's not a contemporary romance. I should be fine.
We're okay.
We're fine.
Different enough. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. And then be halfway through the second draft of Price Check on Love, which I am. I'm more than halfway through. As a matter of fact, what page am I on right now? Let me double check. Let me look at my Instagram because I posted it on my Instagram stories. Oh, here, there's my pizza from last night.
Ooh.
Oh, and then there's my lemon supreme pie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Delish.
And then when I watched Last Unicorn and how I felt about each of the like books that I've read so far this month or this year of media that I have loved for a long time. So like Wicked, I read in January, and then I read Phantom of the Opera in February, and then this month I read The Last Unicorn. How I felt about each one of them. Because, thoughts. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. I found it. So I'm on page 127 of 193. So I'm more than halfway through.
Ooh, you're getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm
You are
getting there. Because 193 minus 127. Can't do that in my head. 193 minus 127.
No, I can't.
66 pages left. That's it. 66 pages left to do.
Woohoo! Nice.
So, and honestly, 193 isn't fair because I literally just bumped down to 193 pages. So I can't imagine it's far into the 193rd page. So,
okay.
Yeah. I just finished The Last Unicorn. Actually, right now I'm reading Twisted Love, which is another dark romance because I'm trying to learn about dark romance before I start writing it.
Smart.
And Twisted Love is the one I'm reading right now, by Anna Huang. And
okay, that's why it sounded familiar. Okay.
Yeah, and it's good so far. But no, the last book I finished was The Last Unicorn. It was my Marches. I've loved this thing for a long, long time in my life, but I've never read the source material. And so I finally read the source material. So like I said, January was Wicked. February was Phantom of the Opera. And Last Unicorn was this month. I was okay on Wicked. Wicked was fine. It was fine. Like nothing bad, really. Nothing. It wasn't like stupendous. It wasn't terrible. It was middle of the road for me. Phantom of the Opera, hated it. I want those hours of that audiobook back. I'm sorry. It completely lost me when Raul was running around yelling at Christine because she was hanging out with Eric, the Phantom, hanging out with Eric. And he was like, how dare you not save yourself for me? And I'm like, first of all, they did nothing. And second of all, you have no freaking right. That is her choice. But I get it was written in the early 1900s and it was originally written in French. So like translation, adaptation, whatever. I get it. It is a product of its time. Does not mean it didn't piss me off. Anyway, The Last Unicorn, one of my favorite books I've ever read in my entire life. One of my favorite books I have ever read in my entire life. I don't know why it took me so long to freaking read it. Anyway, also, I did read Soul of an Octopus, and that I think is my favorite book I have ever read in my entire life.
Ooh.
So, because you're the one who recommended that one to me. But I did. That was the first book I read this year. But anyway, if you want to stay up to date with what I'm reading, I do update Storygraph and I do update Goodreads, and only just because I know most people are on Goodreads, so I do still update Goodreads.
I can't remember my Goodreads login, so I just posted on Storygraph.
Yeah. April's book that I will be doing I've loved this for a very long time, but I've never read the source material, is Sex and the City. But the only caveat to that is I started Sex and the City like 15 years ago. And I never finished it. So it's sort of new, but also not. But we're just going to count it as one of the new ones.
It's fine. It counts.
My rules. It's my
exactly.
rules.
Exactly.
I did. I read it, and now I have all of Simon Montgomery's books either read at this point or on hold to be read from Libby. So yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for introducing me to Simon Montgomery. I love her.
You're welcome. Would you like to know what I've been reading lately?
Yeah.
Okay, so the audiobook that I'm listening to, I have to remember what it's called.
Oh, all of mine are audiobook.
Mine are not all
dyslexic.
audiobooks. So this is the audiobook that I'm listening to. It's the 5th season. It is wild because there's like 3 different point of views, and one of them is in like the second, what is it, like the second point of view or whatever it's called. It is really weird. It's the one where it's like you do this and you do that and blah blah blah. It threw me off because I was like, oh, okay, and then they go to like third person. I'm like, what's going on? So it does, but it's like really fluid now that I've gotten used to it. It's really interesting. Ebook wise, I am reading A Game of Romance and Ruin, which is part of the Girl Game series by Ruby Rowe, whose Immortal
You
Lovers book
really like
series
her.
I devoured. These are not
I have
small
never
books.
known you to read a full book, let alone in a few hours.
I devour. And what's funny is when I got the physical books, I'm
I
like,
got whiplash, Kay. You were like, all of a sudden you were reading a whole other book and you were almost done with it. And I was like, what happened to the other one you read? We're reading. Like, I finished that. I'm like, an hour ago? Like,
I stayed up. Oh my God, no.
when you
Loved it.
I want people to fully understand when they say that they devoured, that is that in itself is an underestimation of how quickly they read those books.
Let me pull up because it's like, let's see. Does it show or do you have to do a thing? I don't know. Anyway, so I read them on my Kindle, so I had no idea how thick they actually were. So I was just like, woo. I got the physical books. These books are chunky books.
They
are not small. Like, hold on, let me because it'll tell you. So first book is 403 pages. The second book is 385 pages. And then the last book is 371 pages. So not like 500 ones, but mind you, not small. Because like before it's been like little novellas that I've been eating up. So
yeah,
no, devoured. So the Girl Game series is fun, but I think it's not my favorite. But I should really finish this one up because it's got my favorite character from the first book in it as one of the romance interests. So I'm like, I need to finish this. And then I just got from Libby, I got Gideon the Ninth from Libby, so I'm excited to read that. And then I'm currently I've discovered I'm more of a fantasy reader because I got this contemporary one and it's good, but I am trudging through it. It's not the author's fault. I'm just not super into it, but it's called For Her by Elliot Johnson. It's really good if you're into a certain something. And then I got another dark romance book called Vibe by Eliza James. That one was kind of hard to go through. I'm really stupid and I didn't read the trigger warnings. So
I did read the trigger warnings for Just for the Summer, and knew full well that I was going into a book about a character who experiences PTSD, specifically the same kind of PTSD that I have, which is, if it was diagnosable in the United States, considered complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And that, as you are well aware, I was not okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll be fine. And I sat there at the end of that book going, I'm not okay. Like, it is one of the, if you want to know what it's like inside of a brain of somebody with complex post-traumatic stress disorder and why it should be an actually diagnosable thing in the United States, because it's not, even though a lot of people still use the term in the United States, it's not in the DSM-5, so it's not diagnosable technically. But if you want to know what it's like, read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Fantastic book, but what's funny is we use her and I use different terms. So the character in that book uses the term becoming small or going small. I say going dark. So if I ever say, "Oh, I'm going dark," or I was in a dark place, it's usually what I mean is like I'm in one of those like PTSD moments where I the only option I have is to dissociate completely, and my whole being is just basically I'm a shell of a person at that point.
Yeah.
So, luckily it don't happen as often anymore. Thank you,
I'm
therapy.
also reading a physical book.
Oh, look at that. I don't have any physical books because they're all packed away. Still.
The dust cover is actually right there if you guys want to see it.
I should go through what I've got on my Libby right now. The things are coming up next. Because I've got 5 loans right now on Libby. 5. So I've got Twisted Love, which we know. I've also got the Andalite's Gift, which is the first Megamorph series in Animorphs. I was already supposed to read that one technically chronologically. I was already supposed to have read that one in my Animorphs reread, but it was not available and I wanted to get through more. So I'm technically reading it out of context, but it's fine because I've already read Animorphs in context and like in chronological order. So I think it's fine to read Megamorphs out of order. Tastes Like Shakar, which I am very excited to finally read. So it is by Nisha Sharma, who wrote Dating Dr. Dill. And Dating Dr. Dill is a modern day retelling of Taming of the Shrew. And I was like, oh my God, that is one of my favorite Shakespeare comedies. Love Taming of the Shrew. Is it because I watched 10 Things I Hate About You? That's the reason I read Taming of the Shrew. Yes. But I actually just really love it. It's extremely sexist, really misogynistic, but I still love it. Now, also, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to keep it as PG as I possibly can. My favorite line in Taming of the Shrew is, "What with my tongue in your tail, Kate?" And when I tell you that I was pleasantly surprised by one of the spicy scenes, because, you know, I burst into laughter and immediately texted my friends I was reading this book with, going, "Oh my God." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, you have to know Taming the Shrew," because it's like my favorite freaking line in the entire goddamn play is, "What with my tongue in your tail, Kate?"
That's great.
And he's just being an ass. Petruchio in that scene is just being a total ass. And he keeps like, because it's not, I mean, yes, it's supposed to be a sexual innuendo, but it's not spicy in that sense. Like, he's just antagonizing her and like getting her to talk in circles, which eventually she talks about, like, accidentally basically says that she wants him to stick his tongue in her tail. By accident says that. He's like, "What's with my tongue in your tail?" It's really funny. And then when we got to one of the spicy scenes, and I was like, there it is, the tongue in the tail. Love it. Anyway, Tastes Like Shakar is, if there is one comedy of Shakespeare's that I love more than Taming of the Shrew, it is Much Ado About Nothing. This is the modern day retelling of Much Ado About Nothing by the same author.
Fantastic.
I am so excited. Anyway, and I also have Beautiful Disaster, which is another dark romance by Jamie McGuire. And then The Android, which is just the it's Marco 10th Animorph book. It's one thing I like about Animorphs is that you can always tell theoretically which book it is because of which characters on the cover. Jake is 1 and 6, Rachel is 2 and 7, Cassie is 4 and 9, Marco is 5 and 10, and Tobias is 3s, and Axe is 8s. It's fun. Anyway, so that's what I've got down the pipe. And I also have Sex in the City, but that's on my Audible.
I think I was also listening to something else, but I don't remember what I was listening to.
Let's see, where are we at? This is about this is about Soul the Octopus. Or no, I already commented that. Okay. You're reading about the search for a cure for tuberculosis in the early 1900s. That's cool. That's an interesting topic.
This was the other one.
What?
Americana. No, it's very hard to read.
Yeah. And Madame Restell, an abortionist in the 1840s New York. Depressing, timely topic. Yeah, that sounds it. What's interesting is I still have a literature book from high school that contains short stories from obscure authors. That's cool. Going back to the anime conversation, that was what I sought out was more obscure animes, which I sometimes regretted. Finally signed up for Hoopla a few months ago, and I love it. What's Hoopla? Am I missing something? I think I feel like I should know what it is. I think I've probably heard of it.
Streaming audiobooks, music, video, and ebooks.
Oh.
let me mute this because I don't want it to make noise. Hoopla puts your public library at your fingertips, so it's kind of like Libby, I guess.
Oh, so it's kind of like Libby. Okay. Yeah, I have Libby. So it's tied to my library card. So anything that's in the Twin Cities library system is available to me. But I'm curious because I've heard of somebody, there was a YouTuber that I follow that said that you can also share your library card with others. So like what might be available in my library system might not be available in your library system. So we could theoretically share our library cards with each other and get access. I don't know if that's sure. You don't pay for a library card or Libby.
No, because like the whole point is to use it, and then people are like, "Oh, you're using the library. Okay, cool. Have more funding."
Yeah. So I'm confused.
Like
There's a recent Thai drama BL version of Taming of the Shrew called The Heart Killers. It's quite good. That sounds very interesting. I'm gonna have to check it out because I love anything Taming of the Shrew, especially if there's tongues and tails. Which is funny because that's not exactly like a telling thing of things I enjoy. It's just the line made me laugh when I was in high school, and to this day, I have never seen a Taming of the Shrew anything actually do something with that line. And when I finally saw it in Dating Dr. Dill, I was like, my life is officially made.
Yay! This is so
Libby and Hoopla at the same time, and they actually have different items. Interesting. I will have to check that out then because I'm curious then if Hoopla might have some things that Libby doesn't for me. So that's
right.
And there's no waiting on Hoopla. Well, that I like because the holds on Libby are frustrating.
Right? Like I've got one. What? I'm third in line now. Yes, let's go. But I've been waiting for like 8 weeks for this thing.
I don't know where this question is coming from, honestly, because the original version of Sex and the City was a literal column in a newspaper that Candace Bushnell was writing for a New York newspaper. That she eventually created the character Carrie Bradshaw or Carrie off of the fact that she didn't want her family to think that these stories about sex were about her and her enjoying sex. So she just created this character Carrie, which then those were compiled into the book Sex and the City, and then that made a TV show. So I don't know what you're referencing, but no, the original version of Sex and the City never had an all-male cast. That's called Entourage. I'm trying to think if anyone got a tongue in their tail. Probably. I don't know. Like I said, that line made me laugh so hard when I was a teenager. Because we put on Taming of the Shrew, well, an abridged version of Taming of the Shrew, in high school. I wasn't in it, but I was in the other show that we were doing. And so because they were being done at the same time, we were well versed in each other's shows. And to hear my friend Spencer be like, "What's with my tongue in your tail?" Hey, it just made me laugh the way he said it. To this day, I still think about the way he said it, and I still laugh. Yeah. Then, like I said, I was sitting there anyway. So I'm excited for Tastes Like Shakar. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize because I need to learn how to pronounce it properly, and I will learn how to pronounce it properly. I promise.
Just find a video where they say the author's name.
I should look up a video of her because she's on social media a lot, so I can find her. I'm sure the author. So I follow her, but I haven't seen her videos in a long, long time, so I don't know if she still makes them or not. So anyway, so that's what we're reading.
Yay.
Oh, and then this should already be clear based on what we were talking about when we were talking about the writing prompt. I did not do the writing prompt because I already did.
Didn't? Oh.
I did a long time ago. I did last year.
I mean, Yeah, no, because the only couple right now did not get divorced. They just fell back in love because of reasons.
Yeah.
Things happened, and then somebody had a regret and was like, "No, wait, Uno, reverse it." JK, JK.
Yeah, so no, I did not do the writing prompt.
Writing prompt who?
Again, I stand by the fact that I wrote 60,000 words already about it.
I think that more than enough counts. So I was just having too much fun with my other couples who are falling in love. So
yeah. I got to go through a spicy scene last night. That was one of the things I did last night. Was edited one of my spicy scenes, but it was over the phone. Which I'm like, I forgot I did that.
nice.
Okay. So
That's so funny.
Yeah. Anyway. So hopefully people will enjoy that.
I think they will. They don't, then boo-hoo.
Well, I didn't put any tongues and tails yet, so I probably should do that.
You should.
So I am kind of tempted to do my own like modern Shakespeare retellings, mostly because I was on my elliptical one morning. I had this really weird idea of doing a dark romance that's a modern day retelling of Oedipus Rex, which is a Greek tragedy.
Oh,
Have you ever heard of the term Oedipal complex? That's where it comes from, is Oedipus Rex. Do you know what Oedipus Rex is about? Okay. So
I think I remember faintly, but I could be mixing it up with something else.
Oedipus finds out, so Oedipus falls in love with a woman. This woman turns out to be his mother.
Okay, yes, I did know then.
His father.
Oopsie.
And then, if I remember the end of the play correctly, spoiler alert for Oedipus Rex, he kills himself because he realizes that the woman he's in love with is his mother. So I was like, but I just wouldn't make it his biological mother. I would make it his stepmother.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, so then I was like, or then to even that out, I could do contemporary romance of like Shakespeare modern day retellings.
Oh my god. I love that.
I don't know if I'm actually going to do it or not, but I was just thinking about it very randomly this week as I was running on my elliptical. I'm like, Oedipus Rex.
Just the thought process.
You know you're a theater nerd when. What were you thinking about in your elliptical this morning, Britt? Oedipus Rex? Of all the things in the world that I could be thinking about on my elliptical.
That's what you're thinking about.
I watch stuff on my elliptical. I either watch, I watched The Traitors on my elliptical. I watched The Masked Singer on my elliptical. I watch Talkville on my elliptical after I've seen Smallville. The Smallville episode. I have looked it up. There is nothing specifically that is Oedipus Rex directly Oedipus Rex. But yes, that is definitely a fetish for sure, which is very strange to me.
Right? Like, why?
Like, granted, I've never had a step parent, so I can't speak to it.
That's true.
I also find it very strange when it's step siblings as well.
Yeah,
I find that also very strange.
I
Though
was
I will admit, the desire for Marcia and Greg to end up together in the Brady Bunch was strong for me as a child. So maybe it could have absolutely come from the movies that they did in the 90s, where they actually played with that.
Probably.
Anyway, what are you gonna say?
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna get a dark romance, but then I found out it was probably like stepsisters, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
It's the one that I put in our group chat.
But at least there's no blood relation in that.
Yeah, that's true. It's just weird. But like the whole like because the synopsis was just in all caps, and I was already annoyed with that. And then I was like, why? Oh, never mind.
Well, and that was my problem with going again back to the anime conversation. At one point we were having back when I was into Inuyasha, right, in high school, and I knew all these people who, because I started writing fan fiction in high school, so I started becoming friends with people who did fan fiction, and all these people who wanted Sesshomaru to end up with Rin. Rin is a literal child in the show. But they're like, but no, she'd be all grown up. Like after she grows up, and Sesshomaru, because he's a demon, ages differently. And I was like, okay, he still raised her from childhood though. Like, yes, she went to go live somewhere else after the stuff in the show, in the manga and the anime and stuff. But I'm like, still, that's like Woody Allen kind of bullshit.
It's icky.
Like, no, that's it's weird to me. And then they actually did it as an anime show. They actually did it. Which is why I did not watch the sequel to Inuyasha, Yashahime. Didn't watch it. Refuse. It's real gross. It's real gross. Like, I mean, I'm not going to fetish shame anybody. It's fine. As long as everybody's consenting adults, I'm not going to fetish shame anybody. But for me, not into it. Not into it.
Pass.
Probably not a romance, so I'm guessing this is from your last comment. Question marks. I think siblings isn't that strange if you're introducing two teenagers or something. Yeah, if they're both teenagers, maybe that's not such a weird one. But if they grew up together, if they grew up together in the context of being family, I feel like that would be weird.
Yeah, and it's like the synopsis kind of led me to believe that they had that relationship. So I was like, we'll pass.
Yeah, like if it's like the two are teenagers when they come together as a family, completely different story. Completely different story. But like I've got a friend who has a step sibling that has been his step sibling since they were like 5-6 years old. Like I would find that to be weird.
Yeah.
But no, if they're two teenagers being thrown together with those raging teenage hormones and they're attracted to each other,
it's inevitable.
At least a crush would happen. Absolutely. That
right. Like
that's I mean, I had a guy that was not even like living in my house, but he was like my brother. We spent so much time together. I absolutely developed a crush on him, which is so weird to me now because we did grow up together and I think of him as my big brother and I'm like,
right. Like teenage hormones are weird.
Teenage hormones make you do weird things.
Right. It's like, what are we doing right now?
I mean, during their teenage years, Kay thought they were straight.
Which is funny because looking back at it, it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You just liked Commander Kelly and you weren't crushing on her.
This happens in Alabama. No.
No, it's so funny, like thinking back on it now, because it's like, oh my god, the signs were there. It was just I confused the I like this character with I love this character.
Right. You mistook the attraction for, oh, this is just a really cool character that I really like.
It's like looking back, it's like, no, crush. You didn't want to be them. You wanted to.
And isn't Commander Kelly, isn't that already pretty like queer coded?
Okay, so it's not the Commander Kelly that you're thinking of. It's this is gonna like religious trauma. Kenneth Copeland's daughter had a show and she fits the like type that I like, and she was wearing a uniform at the time, so I was helplessly doomed. So
gotcha.
So, like, if you look at like pictures of like that show, you will see and understand why.
Okay. Good to know.
It wasn't the one with, what is it, Hillary Duff?
Accurate statement. Yes, Hillary Duff. Accurate statement. Thank God I didn't act on that type crushes as part of growing up. Yep. What's funny is he and I almost did act on it.
Oh no.
At one point. Yeah. We didn't get that close to acting on it, but he ended up finding out and was like, well, let's see. Because he wasn't sure how he felt about it. So he wanted some time to like process that. And then he was like, okay, I can kind of see it. And then this new girl came into our school, and he was like, oh, wait, let me date her. And I was devastated. Devastated.
Oh
She
my
ended up
God.
becoming really good friends though. So
Oh, cool.
yeah. But yeah, so now I'm really glad I never acted on that, because I think we both would have been like,
Right.
that's a weird part of our history. Granted, nothing would have happened because that was when I was still very, very, I mean, aside from maybe dates and kisses, because I was still religious trauma. Still very engrossed in purity culture at the time.
Yay.
Love it.
Oh,
Don't we love it?
Oh, love it so much.
I always write a little bit of purity culture into each of my books, just a little tiny bit, because I write about a bunch of millennials who are, raised by boomers.
Mine doesn't have any in it.
Trauma.
Yay.
Well, if you can't process your own trauma by writing a bit into your book, well, how can you process it?
Exactly. That's what it's for, right?
My therapist is all, how are you handling your trauma, Britt? I'm writing books about it.
I'm gonna make a profit.
She likes that. She likes that I'm siphoning it into something creative. She actually does like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She's like, as long as you're actually feeling the feelings when they come up, though. And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling the feelings as they come up. It's fine. We're good.
We're not ignoring them.
A lot of it in Price Check on Love, because except for like the really bad stuff, like the manager at PetSmart that made passes at me that I did not reciprocate because he was dating somebody else. And then he decided he didn't like me anymore and turned his girlfriend, who was my direct manager, against me. And he threatened to kill me numerous times, or at least harm me when we were alone in the store.
Jerk.
I left all of that out, but a lot of like everything involving like customer or manager experience that the main character goes through, or the main characters go through, are actual stories from the 3 different places I worked that work the pet industry. This little mom and pop shop that I worked at in St. Cloud, Minnesota, which is where I went to college, and then PetSmart and Petco. Actual real stories. And some of them are funny and some of them are not. My favorite one is when my manager at Petco was literally being a misogynist. And he said he wouldn't hire a woman to be the stalking specialist because only men can throw around dog bags. And so I took out my phone. I was like, cool, I'm going to record that. Can you say that again? Of course, I couldn't do that in the book because they don't have smartphones in the book, which I have found that a few times that I've made that mistake. Because, yeah, smartphones existed in 2009, but it was very uncommon to have them.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 people working retail probably don't.
Nope, because they cost too much.
Right. And so every once in a while I'll be like, I took out my phone, started scrolling through Facebook. And I was like, wait a second. It's fine that we're using Facebook because that was definitely the hottest social media app in 2009. But how are you scrolling through Facebook on your phone if you have a flip phone?
You don't.
Anyway.
Well, it's like with mine, I caught myself because like rereading one of the bits in the prequel, I was like, wait, no, I need to figure out how technology works in this world because they have card keys for their doors. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing that because I'm still technically contemporary, but it's still like period.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, wait, they're not going to have smartphones realistically. These 2 wouldn't realistically have a smartphone.
No.
I didn't get my first smartphone until 2011. And I was a retail worker, through 2016. So
I don't even remember when I got mine.
but they've become so ingrained in how I function as a human now.
Right. Just
And
like,
I
no.
struggle to remember what I ever would have done if I couldn't just scroll on my phone when I'm bored.
I'm actually resorting back to what I used to do, which is just writing a bunch. So
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm trying really hard to limit my screen time. So, like, that's one of the reasons why you'll notice that I get so far behind on the TikToks you send me, because I don't just or why I let the streak sometimes die by accident, or just go in there and be like, stay in the streak, because I'm not scrolling TikTok much anymore. I'm not scrolling Instagram much anymore. I'm not scrolling through Facebook as much anymore. I don't really scroll through Blue Sky because my Blue Sky has become doom scrolling because of how the political spectrum is, and I'm not on Twitter anymore. So, but yeah, so like that would be more doom scrolling, which for a very different reason. But yeah, so like I'm trying really hard to like
limit.
Yeah.
It's so hard though. Because I'll find myself like do a little bit of writing, do a little scrolling, do a little writing, do a little scrolling.
And by what I mean by screen time, because obviously I still watch TV and I still listen to audiobooks, which is on here, and I still also am writing. So obviously I'm not limiting my screen time. What I'm limiting is the social media screen time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm limiting. I'm trying to limit.
It's hard sometimes.
I check everything once a day. But I'm just trying really hard to stay away from social media at the moment, because it's ruining my whole existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I wish I could remember when I got mine. Because I had like the Nokia phone. I had a flip phone.
Yeah, my first smart device was my iPod Touch that I did get in like maybe 2008, 2009, somewhere around there is when I would have gotten my iPod Touch, because my Nano died. And I gave my character an iPod Nano. It was really fun to be like, I put on my iPod Nano. And I was like,
God, yes. Love it. That's great.
So yeah, so my first smart device was my iPod Touch, but my first smartphone was an LG Optimus, and I got it specifically so my background could be Optimus Prime. What can I say? It was a terrible phone and I hated it.
Oh no.
That's when I switched to Samsung for a minute, and then I switched to iPhone for a little while, and back to Samsung. And I've had this. I've had
my LG phone as an alarm now, but it can't do the time switch anymore. So I have to like make sure I shift the time whenever it does it.
Yeah, the most recent one, I forgot that we went back into daylight savings time, and it was last weekend, right? So I wake up on Sunday. I have a thing I had to do at church on Sunday. Yes, religious trauma. I'm still a Christian. It's okay, fine. I can deconstruct my Christianity while still identifying as such. Anyway, I had this thing I had to do at church. I always have breakfast with my parents on the weekends when they're in town, because they're not always in town. And I never share when they're not in town until after they've come back, you know? But they were in town last weekend. And so we were going to have breakfast together, but my mom had to work on Sunday. So when I wake up to Van's light turning on, which, mind you, is normally supposed to be 6 o'clock in the morning, but I wake up and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but it doesn't occur to me that Van's light turned on an hour late. I just went, oh my God. And so I jump out of bed and I go running into my parents' unit. I overslept. And Mom goes, no, you didn't oversleep. You lost an hour. I went, right. Doesn't change the fact that I'm going to be late.
Oh no.
And I was late to my thing that I had to be at.
Oopsie.
By just a few minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not too bad.
Oh, and by the way, for the record, the church that I do go to is very, 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 very progressive. I would not go to a church that was not. So Anyway, I know exactly where my church and my pastor stand politically.
We like it. We love it. We want some more of it.
Matter of fact, the old church I used to go to, I was on the call committee right before I left that church. And I was very adamant about becoming the chairman of that call committee just so we could call like an LGBTQ plus woman was my goal. Just to push that church into progressiveness. Because there were still some people in that church that were very far from progressive. The actual denomination is the denomination I belong to is progressive, but that church had a lot of old people that were not, and so I was like, I'm gonna get us a gay woman.
Yes.
That was my goal. I ended up leaving, so I ended up not staying on the call committee, but that was my goal, was to get a gay woman in the pulpit of that church.
That would have been amazing. Glorious.
So, anyway, all right, so we do the writing prompt.
Shall we?
Yeah. Okay, I'll cover my eyes and tell you when to stop.
Go.
Stop.
Oh,
the very last one. Okay.
well, I can't use that one. Try again. That's the
Okay.
rules.
Stop. I'm scared. What's this one gonna be? Oh no.
Horror.
Oh, why did I know it was gonna be horror? I in my head was like, it's gonna be horror. I knew it. Okay.
Returning home from work one day, you find a version of yourself sitting at the table eating dinner with your family.
Ooh, I already have some ideas. I already have some ideas.
I have 0 ideas, but I want to try to do this one.
Oh,
if
that's
anything,
fun.
because it's horror.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Cool.
it.
Love it. I love it. Okay, cool. Fun times.
We're gonna have a fun time. Fun time.
It'd be a fun thing for you to do with this writing prompt thing. If you ever wanted to like do a video series of you writing books or novellas or something with using these writing prompts, you should do the romance ones, but make them dark romance and gay.
Well, I mean, by default, they'll be the latter, but yes.
Of course, I know, but I'm just saying, like the divorced couple who falls back in love idea, you could do that as a dark romance and gay, obviously. I'm just saying, like, that would be a really fun challenge for you to try.
That would be a fun challenge to try. And now I kind of want to do last month's prompt.
I'm just saying, you should make it a video series.
Very clearly, this is the genre I was supposed to be writing in.
Clearly, because you have become so passionate about these projects that you're writing. Like you were really into Galactus Morbidus. You were really into it, but I did not see this kind of passion in you.
Right?
Which is like completely different than what you have ever been with your projects. And it's not just because you've finished a project finally, but like, because you did. Congratulations. You actually finished a project.
Yay.
Because I remember you even saying, I'm struggling so much because I keep wanting to move away. Well, I wonder if the reason you wanted to move away was because it wasn't what you wanted to write. I was feeling the same way about like Where the Vinyl Ends. I was like, this is a great story and I love it. But like, it's not the story I want to tell right now.
Right.
And so like, that's why I struggled so much with the second draft. Because I was like, I love this story and I'm sure other people will love this story too, but like, it's not the story I want to tell. And so my brain knew that and was trying to like, let's focus on this instead. This is more exciting.
So wild.
Which is funny because Where the Vinyl Ends I actually wrote on accident, but because I was actually supposed to write a whole different book. And then I ended up writing Where the Vinyl Ends, which I didn't realize because I'd forgotten because I was making it a whole video thing. Which I obviously shelved that video. But I went to go watch the first clip that I had done at the very, very beginning. And I was like, I'm going to focus on this one. And I was like, I was what? I was going to focus on. I mean, I remember writing some stuff for it.
It's so funny. Hilarious. I think my favorite thing is we were joking about dark romance.
I mean, you could turn that prompt into a couple of different things, but I can see how it can be a horror. But yeah, definitely an opportunity. Depending on the version of yourself. Like I would love to see a version of myself from another parallel universe who made different choices.
Right. Like
even if that version of me is doing better than me, I'd be like, happy for you. Can I go back and live your life?
Right? Like take me with you. We'll just, do a little trade out every other day.
And actually, I have a book idea that Kay knows about. I have a book idea that is very much on the lines of that. But it's a contemporary romance. It's a very high concept contemporary romance, but it is a contemporary romance.
I can't wait for those books to be out. They're so fun.
The high concept ones that I'm writing, yeah, they're gonna be fun.
I mean, it'll be a while, but
the one I'm referencing, I'm gonna write 3 different novellas basically, and then just smash them together. And yes, that'll make sense when the book is out.
Why is the sun out? Who told the sun it could be out?
I don't know.
I've lost my dark red hair. Now I'm just like reddish blonde. It's so funny.
Which is so funny because I think that you with like burgundy hair, like that would be a very good color on you, like a burgundy kind of color.
At one point, I think we were friends at the time. I had like my hair dyed like dark red and I liked it. I just didn't like keep up with it.
Yeah.
So I thought about
your hair was darker. Matter of fact, I didn't realize it was dyed at the time, I don't think. I thought that was just your natural color because it was a natural color. It wasn't like an unnatural color.
Nope.
All right, goals. Goals for April 12th.
April goals. I keep dropping stuff. Yeah, I'm just playing with the coin.
Okay.
And then it hits the cup, so it's like, what do we want the goals to be?
I know one of mine. Wait. There's one of mine. So finish the second draft of Price Check on Love, which I anticipate finishing by the end of the week. Because if I continue on the track of doing 10 pages a day, I'll be done in 7 days.
Nice.
So, yeah. But hopefully I'll actually do more of that tomorrow. Like do like little sprints of it of like 10 pages, take a break, 10 pages, take a break. So I can get it done a little bit quicker. And not because I want to get it done quicker, but just because.
Yeah.
Then my second goal I'm going to set for myself because obviously that's a lot easier. So I want to set something a little harder, which is, and this is, I already kind of was sort of telling this to you a little bit earlier, but I think yesterday or the day before, since I have, or it was maybe a voice memo that I was doing and then deleted, which happens all the time. So if I'm ever like, I told you about this the other day, remember? And you'd be like, no. And I'll be like, it may have been just a voice memo that I deleted instead of sent. Okay, cool.
How dare you?
There are just times where I'm like, you know what? This is dumb. Anyway.
Send it anyway. I don't care. Give me the voice memos.
I know you love my little mini podcasts.
I love it. Every time it's like a 10-minute one, I'm like, yes.
Podcast time.
Podcast time.
I'm
so sad it's a limit of 10 minutes.
I know. Especially that one, because I was like, I don't even know when that one stopped. I just kept talking because I wasn't looking at my phone. I was like this. Where's my phone? I was like this the whole time, just being like this. Like my phone was up like this, and I was like, okay.
Like rude. Yeah.
Anyway, but because I'm doing this 4-part book series with the unwritten rules, and book 1 and book 2 happen kind of at the same time. Book 1 happens first, and then halfway through book 1, book 2 starts. And then book 3 and 4 are the same way. So book 3 starts at the epilogue. A little bit before the epilogue of book 2. And so then we carry right into book 2 or book 3 from the book 2 epilogue. And then book 3 and 4, again, 3 is happening, 4 happens partway through, and then 4 starts and there. So because I'm doing it that way, I really actually need to plot.
I feel that.
So my goal for the Unwritten Rules series, for a series of unwritten rules, I am going to timeline it because I don't feel like I have any other choice
No,
but
not
to
if you're gonna do that.
timeline that. Because if I really want to do that and I want to be planting those seeds for the characters and whatnot, I really need to figure that out. And I want to do that before I start the second draft of Hooking Up, because I want to be able to start that in book 1. I want to be able to start planting those seeds in book 1.
Yeah.
Like bringing in Lunar Drift, which is the band, that's going to be a very big piece of books 2 and 3 and a little bit of 4.
I love the name.
Lunar Drift. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I want something that has that like 90s, like indie, not 90s, 2000s, like indie rock feel. Cause the characters started the band in high school and they're like they're like our age. And so we're talking, they started the band in the mid-aughts. And so I'm like, I really wanted to have that feeling of like 2000s indie rock band. And I feel like Lunar Drift is a good one. And I like did a lot of Googling to make sure Lunar Drift doesn't already exist as a band.
Smart.
And it doesn't. So I am like, anyway, so Lunar Drift, I want to start plugging some of that into the first book a little bit more than I did when I realized what I wanted to do. And so I was like, all right, so I just need to plot it out. I need to actually do like timeline stuff. So right. Work on. So I might start the second draft, but I'm not gonna hold myself to starting the second draft until after the next stream. If I start it before then, cool. If I don't, fine. So
also cool.
Yeah. So I'll type that in while you talk about yours.
Okay. So while doing some first drafts would be cool, don't know if that's going to happen because I've got like 3 different first drafts going on right now. So we're going to work on the timeline for this series and some world building because I need to fine tune the magic because it's kind of confusing me and I don't want it to keep confusing me. So I need to figure it out. So the one I'm currently poking at has definitely helped because it's a type of magic. So that's fun. And then complete the writing prompt. So if I finish a first draft or 2, that'd be cool. But I'm not going to hold myself to it because there's like 3 different ones going on right now. And I would like to sort some stuff out. So we're going to work on the timeline and some world building of the 10 Kingdoms series. So
we're both doing we both decided to do timeline stuff.
Because we both did a first draft and then inevitably it became bigger. Which I still think is hilarious.
Literally, I was just going to write the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up. And that was going to be the book. That was it.
Right.
And then things to the point that the name, I have to change the name of her best friend because it was a throwaway joke for One Tree Hill fans. Her name was so for anybody who's watched One Tree Hill, the main character's name of Hooking Up is Peyton. I named her best friend Hillary. For those who don't understand that, Hillary Burton played Peyton in One Tree Hill. Literally. That's where the names came. That's like, because I was like, I want a name. And I was like, and Peyton was on my list of names I want to use. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was trying to think of a name for Hillary, and I want to use a name that I like, but wouldn't want to have be a main character name necessarily. I mean, Hillary's a great name, and I probably will use it now that I've been using it so much in that first draft. But I was like, whatever. Oh, you know what? I could use Hillary. It'd be kind of a fun little throwaway thing for One Tree Hill fans. And now she's getting her own book, and I'm like, okay, now I don't want to name her Hillary anymore.
Surprise, surprise.
She has a new name now, and I very much like her new name.
Surprise, surprise.
Though now I wish I would have used that name for my 4th book character instead for reasons, but I think I've got her name down too. I think.
Most of my characters have a good name, except for the one that I told you about. I'm not sold on that being her name, but I do want it to start with a Y just because I think it works. I just need to figure out what.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I think it's really funny how you and I both since the last stream. Well, to be fair, the last stream I kind of already had I already knew that it was going to be at least a duology because they already knew I was writing jamming together at that point. So yeah, so the 4 book names, if anybody's curious, 4 book names are Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up, The Unwritten Rules of Jamming Together, The Unwritten Rules of Having Fans, and The Unwritten Rule of Selling the Lie are the names of the books. So those have all been figured out, and the basic storyline for each one has been figured out. The tropes have been figured out for each book. And Kay's very excited for Selling the Lie.
I am. For reasons.
For a reason.
Oh, I'm out of water. Dang it.
I'm not. You can have some of mine. Just kidding. I don't share I don't share drinks. But yeah, no, I know Kay is very excited, and I've been keeping the 4th book a very big secret from Kay for a little while because I wanted to like solidify a story before I committed to what I wanted to do, and then I was like, I can't hold it anymore. I told them about it. If you haven't caught on yet, I'll just say it's Sapphic. So, which is going to be interesting because I've only read one Sapphic book and it was terrible. So I need to read more before I write that first, because I want to be able to do it properly.
I need to find you like a good contemporary romance. I think I don't know if you watched the video yet, but there's a TikToker who I like.
When I look at my notifications right now because of you and my friend Sarah, like both you and Sarah send me like 40 a day.
Well, in there is some recommendations or a person to get recommendations from because I trust her recommendations. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, I need to read more of those so that I can do it justice, because I don't want to like I don't want to fuck this up, you know?
I will come after you.
But I've already written, well, I mean, it was half gay because there's a gay couple in this. You know, but I was like, so if I'm gonna write about 2 men, I should write about 2 women too. So let's give it a try. Let's do it.
Why not?
That's one of the big issues that people have with Elle Kennedy, speaking of those books, is that anytime she's written about 2 women or Sapphic people in general, it's always been from the male gaze, and it's always been about men just being attracted to women making out. And I'm like, okay, and then she outright said she'll never write a Sapphic romance herself.
Oh, she's the one that said that.
Yeah, though she's written like MLM books, but will not write GLG books or Sapphic. And she already said she'll never write a Sapphic book. And I'm like, I really love your books, so I'm gonna keep reading them. But like, bitch, get your shit together. I mean, fine, if that's not what if she genuinely doesn't have a good idea for it, that's fine. But the way she said it is the problem I have.
Yeah, like you gotta.
And then the fact that she does sneak in Sapphic characters into her books, but again, it's all about the men being attracted to watching 2 women making out, or the men wanting to have threesomes with them. Yeah. She writes from the male gaze, which is really weird because she's a woman. So you'd think she wouldn't write from the male gaze, and you'd think she would understand that her main demographic is women, or at least AFAB people, and gay men.
You would think, but no. Some of them are a little dumb.
Anyway,
she's a little dumb.
And so where do you think this, based on what I've just told you, where do you think Elle Kennedy lives? Just
Washington.
Like the state or DC?
The state.
She lives in Canada. She's from Canada, of all places.
Huh.
And she talks like that.
Hello?
I'm very confused. But that's okay. Abby Jimenez, who's from here, by the way, Minnesota, Minneapolis. She is slowly becoming my favorite contemporary romance author.
Because author I follow on TikTok, and I discovered that she's also in Minnesota. So I was like, oh, neat.
That's me.
No, you're the cool one. The one that I know. I don't know her very well. I know you very well.
Yeah. And yeah, so I've always been told Abby Jimenez's books are really good, and she reuses some phrasing that I don't love, but she's great. Aside from that, so do I. So it's fine. Anyway, all right. Did we all get our? This says you spelled it wrong.
I spelled what wrong?
Fixed it. Fixed it.
Oh, does it need a dash?
Yeah.
It's world building. Fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Do you want to see the fake book cover?
Yes.
Okay. How do I do the thing? Present.
Oh, and then I can do this.
Oh, OMG.
And then, or do I have to do it?
Sure. No, I can do it.
Can you?
Boop. Boop.
Oh, there it is. Add to stage.
Ta-da!
There you go. Well done.
Ta-da!
And actually, that's a good start to it. If I'm honest with you,
Right?
It's
like
really good start to it for sure.
The vision is, because I couldn't figure out how to do it, but the daggers have blood on it for reasons that you understand.
Yeah. Honestly, this is something you probably could do in Canva pretty easily, and like, let me go find. Let me
because like I have the vision in my head. I don't know exactly how I want. Where's the rocket ship?
Where's the rocket ship?
It's in the other room.
Come on, get your shit together, Kay.
Oh dang! Here, let me just add a rocket ship real quick now.
Okay, let me do book.
Needs color. Yes. So originally I was going to print it out, and I can only do black and white, but I didn't print it out. So yeah.
Canva template.
But the basic idea is blood dripping from the daggers, right? The daggers may be more at an angle. I haven't decided. And then I want like a cool little border of some sort that looks like a silverish color. The daggers will look silver for reasons. And then I can't quite figure out how I want the rest of it to look. So I haven't really like delved into it. Because I wanted to have something to do with like maybe the forest or something, because the forest is heavily involved in the book. So, and then I can't remember if this is
Unicorn's Forest.
Wait, what's bad is I have to like remove a thing from this book, because writing the prequel, I'm like, I haven't mentioned a single dragon. So I think I either need to correct that or remove the dragon reference from this book. So whichever one it happens to be.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
I don't wanna.
No, I'm actually doing a thing. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Also, I've got this on my vertical monitor, which is why it looks weird.
I don't know what you're doing for a name yet. What do you want for like a subtitle?
I guess my name?
Well, like this.
Oh,
that kind of thing.
I have no idea.
And this is a series, right? Book 1 of what?
Yeah. See, that I have to figure out, because like the overall thing is the 10 Kingdoms, but I don't know if I want it to like have that name, you know? So it's undecided.
I've got it. I've got this figured out. Okay.
Okay. Britt's got it.
Am I really doing this right now? I am.
Britt's creating my book cover right now.
And honestly, if you use it, that'd be cool. But
I mean, if I use it, you're getting paid.
Swords.
Well, they're daggers, technically.
Okay, fine. Daggers. Oh my god, there was one that says bloody dagger, bitch.
Let's go. Make it okay. So Kitty's comment, I actually jokingly was going to, but I didn't quite, which is why it's the hunter and her prey. So it's not quite that, but I was very tempted to. And then the Kingdoms of Betrayal, I was also going to do that too, but it didn't end up working. And then I ended up liking the one that I made jokingly. So it's funny.
Oh, I did it the wrong way. There we go. I don't think you care about which direction they go, but I'm going to try and match them.
Oh, I don't fully. It was just kind of a, ooh, look, they're opposites, but also not. Hee hee ha ha. I think I also messed up the sizing because I goofed and then I tried to fix my goof. But it, eyeballing it, it looks fine.
Flippy, flippy.
I love how Britt's doing it live.
Doing it
Hilarious. Live. We're doing it live.
Oops.
So
no! I'm fine.
Are you?
Fine. I think so, yes. Okay, now I need the blood.
It's very important.
I found the blood. Relax. We've got blood, everyone. We've got blood.
Yeah, let's go.
Don't worry, it's not mine.
I think so too, Kitty, because and then I also thought it'd be funny just to make the book titles super long because I love those just because they're funny, but it just doesn't really fit the vibe of the book, so that's why I didn't do that.
So I'm gonna have to play with it. I'm not gonna get too artsy today, but this is the idea that I've got in my head.
Oh, do you want to present?
Oh, well, I'm not done yet.
Oh, do you want to present to the class?
I need to move my light. It's in the way. Okay.
Be gone, light.
I'm telling ghost stories now.
Are you telling the horror story? That's the prompt for today.
Once upon a time, I came home and my parents were eating dinner with a version of me that actually made something of her life. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Ocean Views comment. I also considered this, and I also considered silhouettes of one of them with the dagger under the other's chin because, but I don't know if I want to go with that. Because I do like the idea of silhouettes, but I don't know if I want it on that book.
No, stop it. Canva, stop being a piece of shit. Good Lord. See, I gotta get a little bit better at the melding of these two things. Okay, I kind of love this though.
Boop. There you
go. Hold on, I'm still not quite done because you said you wanted a border.
I did, but not a full border. Kind of it's in the corner, so it almost. Oh my gosh, I can't. So it's boop, 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 and then boop, 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 boop.
Oh,
if that makes sense, yeah,
kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inspiration.
We can do that. We've got. Ooh, this is pretty.
Because I tried to do it, but the way that you had to do it, it was being stupid, and I got grumpy at it, so I stopped.
Oh, that's really pretty, and that actually fits the vibe. That feels very vampire-y. So,
oh yeah, because if anybody doesn't know, it's a vampire and a vampire hunter. So,
yeah, okay.
Because I got an idea in my head, I was like, "Ooh, that would be cool." And then Britt and I were joking about dark romance, and then it spiraled from there.
Hence last month's stream name.
Hilarious.
Oh my god. Okay. Am I a cover designer now?
I mean, if you are, you're getting paid.
Okay. Is everybody ready?
I don't know. I die. Dead.
And the name of it's wrong because I was using a template I started with a template off of Canva. Ready?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Like I said, I would have to work on melding these two images together.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
dude.
Oh, and then these I have to move up because the thing was in the way.
Yeah.
But stop it. Canva, get your shit together. so that they match down at the bottom. But there. What do we think of that?
I think I love it. The vision. Too much blood? No, that's actually like a small amount compared to what's in the book. Oh.
And I could play with, the fonts and stuff to make it fill the page a bit better, but yeah.
Nice. This makes me excited.
The blood on the bottom one needs to be more vertical. Yeah, like I said, I need to play with those two images and meld them together a bit better, but yeah, that would work too, for sure. I was literally just throwing this together, but like now I might want to take it kind of seriously and try to make it even better for next stream.
Oh my gosh.
Am I a cover designer now, y'all?
You're gonna make me cry.
Why?
I don't know, because it makes it more like real.
Is that what you kind of had in your head?
It is kind of what I had in my head, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Again, I don't know what your author name is going to be or what it's book one of what right now. But
yeah, so like that also needs to be figured out because it's like the way that the series is working, it's really weird. Because if you read it chronologically, you're gonna get spoilers for this book. But if you read it in like how maybe it gets released, then you won't get like as many spoilers. So you have to like read it not in timeline form, which is funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I came up with. And I'll actually save it properly because I literally just pulled a template.
That's funny.
There. But yeah, I know there are ways that I can like play with the images to make them look like they actually belong together. I just need to go look at those like videos again.
Yeah.
But I was literally just throwing it together as quickly as I could in this particular scenario. So I didn't play with like fonts or anything.
Oh no, you're fine.
I just replaced everything and moved things around. But
it's so cool.
You like it?
I love it.
Cover reveal.
Boom, the book's not ready to come out yet, but boom.
There's the cover reveal. Just kidding.
This is the concept art.
This is the concept of the cover.
We have a concept of a cover.
Hey, it worked for the orange one. Concepts of plans.
Actually, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
You have better than concepts at this point.
I have like full blown, like, oh my gosh. The visual aspect of the characters are kind of concepts. I need to write it down so I stop going, do they have brown eyes or do they have like green eyes? I don't remember which one it was.
Okay.
Because like so far only Valentine has blue eyes until like a certain timeline. So
yeah. Well, good. I'm glad I could show off my Canva sort of skills. Bye.
Bye. A film adaptation. Oh my gosh. I would die.
Film adaptation of your book? Yeah. Let's do it.
Die.
I mean, I'm a director, so.
I will die.
This is Britt, my friend, also my cover designer, also the director of the movie.
She wears many hats and gets paid very well.
Oh,
so I'm not about to be that person who's like, oh yeah, my friend will do it for me and not pay them. Heck no. You're getting paid.
But yeah, I don't know if I could get good enough at Canva, it would be really fun. I can't do a rap, but that's okay. I've got somebody who can do your rap for you. The people who did this rap.
Heck yeah.
Which, I mean, like, I feel like they did a really good job.
They did do a really good job.
So
I can vouch for it. I have it in my hand. It looks so good. Like, look at that. It's like, woo.
Yep. Yeah. So that would be easy enough. Or if it stayed that simple, you could actually do it on Amazon directly. Because they have a wrap designer kind of thing.
Oh,
So
that's
you could
cool.
theoretically do it yourself on Amazon. But the people that I do also do the formatting. So like they're the ones that also did like, oh, I did. I opened it right at a chapter break. They're the ones who did this gradient and then put in the ship and stuff. So
It looks so good.
I'll only ever use them. Just like the same person who did this art is the person who'll do all of my contemporary romances.
Consistency. We love it.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, fun times. And if you ever want somebody to actually draw your characters, though, I bet you she could do it.
I will
And
eventually.
I shared her stuff with you, right?
You did, yeah. I've got it.
So, and she's got
I
great
will
art. I did the more vector style art for this, but she does more realistic art too. So it depends on what you want to do. Because I thought about that with the Sakol Chronicles. I thought about that. Like I would get, because you know how I don't have any right now, but you know I have the bookmarks.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make a bookmark for every book that I do. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for Price Check on Love, but I'll figure it out. Maybe a coupon. Ooh, I could make it like a coupon for Furry Friends Market, which is the pet store they work at. Maybe that's what I do, as I make it like a coupon looking thing. Yeah, there's my bookmark.
I was like, I think I have it on my desk. I did.
It's supposed to look like a boarding pass or a passenger ticket for a ship.
Ooh.
Which people were like telling me, don't they do that like digitally now? I'm like, probably, but like I want to go with a bookmark.
Bookmarks are fun.
Yeah. But and so then the college series I want to do, which are all standalones, the Tales from Holland Hall, they're all going to be, it's one bookmark for the whole series, which is just a bookmark from the bookstore for the campus bookstore. And then so then I think maybe I'll make this one a coupon for Price Check on Love. I should play with that a little bit. Make
that
it a
would
coupon.
be so cute. Okay, do you remember the little coupon dispensers that they used to have in the aisles?
Yeah. Be kind of fun to do that. Make it look like a coupon. Especially because people use or it could be a receipt.
People use receipts for bookmarks
right.
all the time.
That's what I'm thinking. Anyway.
That would be so good.
But my point is that whenever I go to like a convention to sell my books, or like to a reader event or whatever, like a table at something, I want to be able to have a bookmark so that I can slip the bookmark in. And the bookmarks also, there's a QR code on the bookmark, which leads to my LinkTree.
Yep.
So, anyway, but yeah, so that's my plan. And what was the point of that? I was going somewhere with, I create bookmarks for every book. Oh, the Sakol Chronicles. I want to make actually 6 different bookmarks, and each bookmark would have a character on it.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. One of the main 6 characters. Well, the first book has 6 main. Well, 7 if you include Sakol, but we don't include Sakol. Even though the series is literally about him. We don't think of Sakol as a main character, even though the whole damn series is about him.
We don't talk about Sakol. No.
Exactly. The whole thing is about Sakol, and that's why it's called the Sakol Chronicles. And yeah, he's not a main character. Don't worry about it.
So funny.
That's not a spoiler, because he absolutely is a main character.
I love it.
But no, I was thinking about like the they're not kids, they're young adults, but the kids, because they're all younger than us. I used to laugh at my grandma all the time. She'd call everybody kid. What you doing, kid? I'm like, Grandma, he's an old man. She's like, he's younger than me. We'll understand one day. And I do the same damn thing now. I don't call people kid, but I'm like, they're just a kid.
Right? Like just a kid. It's fine.
And it's like, just a kid.
I know you're like 10 years younger than me and you're not a kid, but you're a kid.
You're nearly 30, and I'm still just going to call you a kid anyway.
Because you're still younger than me. You're a kid.
I wish my grandma was still alive so I could go up to her and be like, I get it.
I get it now. It's so funny.
Bestemor. So you say grandma in Norwegian, by the way. Bestemor.
Oh,
Bestemor.
Bestemor?
Bestemor.
Bestemor?
Besta. Best. More. Mom. Bestemor.
Ah, Bestemor.
Essentially how it breaks down. It's not literally a translation, but that's how I remember it. So you dropped it again.
I did drop it again.
Okay. Shall we?
It's too dark. I can't see it.
Shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Will I ever get this song out of my head?
Definitely no.
Will I finish the second draft of Price Check on Love by the end of this coming week?
Looks like a yes.
Okay. Will I figure out the timeline for a series of unwritten rules?
No.
No, that's not gonna happen, friend.
Not a no, it's a no.
Yeah, it's not even just a no. It's no.
Very firm no.
Like something bad is gonna happen. Let's see. All right, will Kay figure out their timeline and world building for the 10 Kingdoms books, specifically the Hunter ones?
You know the answer.
The answer is I'm going to get distracted, aren't I?
Is the answer Kay's going to get distracted?
Definitely no.
Oh.
Whoa.
So will they complete the timeline and world building for the 10 Kingdoms?
You know the answer.
Would you stop? Is it just a no?
You know the answer.
Fuck you.
Remember, doesn't like me. Ooh. Well, I finished the timeline.
Will they finish the timeline?
Doesn't look clear yet.
The
Will they
world
finish
building?
the world building?
Looks like a no.
So that you
Something
know the answer. Maybe it's because he doesn't know the answer.
Maybe he's been lying. Is he lying to us?
Are you lying to us?
Looks like a yes.
But is that a lie?
But yeah, but okay, so yeah, because that's the truth paradox, right?
Definitely yes.
So I'm right. That's the truth paradox. Are you lying?
Yes.
You know what, friend?
Maybe I should ask my my coin.
Will I release Price Check on Love this year?
The answer is yes.
Will I release the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up this year?
No.
Indicates no.
Okay. Will I release in 2026?
Yes.
Will it be early 2026?
Looks like a no.
Okay.
Oh, it cut off. What did it say?
It looks like a no.
Oh.
Will it be middle of 2026?
Ask me later.
I don't want to ask you later. I want to ask you now.
The answer is yes.
Okay. Thank you. Was that so hard? Or were you just being a bitch about it?
Press button. Was that so hard? Yes.
Was that so hard?
No.
Could you have just given me the answer right away?
I have no idea.
Oh, friend. Are we friends?
Definitely no.
Can I still call you friend?
Everything indicates no.
Are you Kay's friend?
I have no idea.
The answer is no.
Your part.
The answer is no.
Are you okay that Kay doesn't want to be your friend?
You know the answer.
Is the answer yes?
Ask me later.
Are we enemies?
Are you and Kay enemies?
The answer is yes.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Conspiring against me.
Are you conspiring against Kay?
Doesn't look clear yet.
So just still deciding if he wants to.
He's like, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on my mood.
Oh my god. So good. What else should we ask?
Ooh, will I figure out if a book is one big book or 2 books?
Will Kay figure out if it's one big book or 2 books?
Looks like a no.
It will forever be who knows.
Well, okay, this one is just because I'm still pissed about the Oscars. Will Cynthia Erivo win her EGOT for Wicked for Good?
You know the answer.
The answer is yes.
You know the answer.
Rude. Will they ever release the trailer for For Good?
Everything indicates yes.
Will it be soon?
Yes.
Will it be today?
Doesn't look clear yet.
It'll be tomorrow.
Will it be tomorrow?
Most likely a no.
Who is distributing the Wicked movies?
Universal.
Aren't they doing the Jurassic World movie? That's when you'll get your trailer.
Everyone was saying it was gonna be during the Super Bowl, then everybody said it was gonna be during the Oscars.
Jurassic.
You think it'll
100%.
be Jurassic?
Jurassic.
Okay.
Because it'll be middle of the summer, be prime, good time to promote their movies coming up.
I suppose.
If I'm
She's
wrong,
gonna see it
then
before I will.
I'll be sad. Not really. I don't put them together anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm. It's all done like through a scheduling thing and stuff now. So it's all
it.
automated. I just make sure it has everything.
I just want to see the trailer because I'm hoping that they have just a snippet of them singing For Good.
They might.
Well,
It'll
they
be like
did.
a
They had
variant.
Defying Gravity in the trailer for the first one.
Mm.
Snippets of Defying Gravity. So you'd think.
Gravity.
Have you still not listened to For Good at all?
Nope, I still have not.
Good.
Yep.
I'd like to see your literal reaction to that song because it. I am not. My body is not prepared.
I cannot wait because like I went into Wicked Part 1 super blind, so I think I saw the trailer and that's what it.
Do you know what happens at the end of Wizard of Oz?
No, because I haven't watched it.
Well, I know, but I was figuring by now you might have been spoiled for the
I
end of
may have, but I don't
Wizard of Oz.
remember.
Okay.
So
Good. I am very curious about how you're going to feel about For Good.
I can't wait. I'm nervous, but I can't wait.
Somebody who has not seen Wizard of Oz and somebody who has no information on Wicked. I am so very, very, very curious because For Good or Act 2 that's all I'll say.
Okay. Just
and then after you see all of Wicked, then you can watch Wizard of Oz and it'll seem like a propaganda film. That's all I'll say.
that is so
The Wizard of Oz is a propaganda film.
Huh. No, I
That's all I'm
can't
gonna say.
wait. I can't wait. Can't wait.
So I'm gonna do to my mom when we go see Wicked which is now official. We're gonna go to Madison to see Wicked
Yay.
in July. And I'm gonna make a vlog about going to Madison. Though it's gonna be a little less fun than it was supposed to be because we're not gonna stay at the hotel that I wanted to stay at.
Lame.
Hopefully we'll carve out some time to actually just go to that hotel because I still want to like go back to that hotel. But anyway, we're actually staying in a town called Baraboo, which when I was like, I told my mom, I'm like, so the closest hotel, the closest Marriott, because I'm a Marriott member, the closest Marriott that has rooms available is in Baraboo. And she goes, ooh. I was like,
Oh no.
well, it's like halfway between the Wisconsin Dells and Madison. So it's like an hour from downtown, which is where we have to go to the Overture Center, which is where we're going to go see Wicked. But that's fine. We drove 3 hours into Nashville the morning of to see Into the Woods. So it'll be fine.
It's fine. Easy mode. Easy mode.
And then next year in 2026, around the same time, I'll be here in Minneapolis. So I'm going to see it again.
Nice.
So excited. though it was torture to get those damn tickets. I was in that digital queue for nearly 2 hours.
I did not envy you the least bit
was in
when you
digital
said that.
queue.
I was like,
Yeah.
pass.
And I knew that that's what I was expecting. I knew that's why I had it on my phone, 11 a.m., March 14th. I knew that I needed to like get in there as soon as possible. And I was like, there were like 2,200 people ahead of me. Matter of fact, I think I took a screenshot actually of when I first entered the queue.
Oh my gosh.
Let me go look. I never sent it anywhere.
I was about to say, I don't recall you sending it.
I took this screenshot of my Duolingo last night. It's in best event, because if you don't know, I'm using Duolingo to keep up to date with my Norwegian. It's en best event are en persons best event. Literally translates to a best friend is a person's best friend.
Good to know.
Duo.
That is silly.
Yeah, here it is. It's so this is when I first entered. Ooh.
I don't think it's gonna. Oh, there we go. 2,258. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the day I wanted to go, which I already anticipated because we're going to a Sunday matinee.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, I already anticipated that being a bit busier. I was not prepared for how sold out that show is.
That is wild. I mean, they sell it really fast to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So like
I would be curious now to go to Overture and see if they actually even have tickets left.
Minecraft movie.
I'm curious. How is that, by the way? When is that coming out? Or is it
April 4th? April 4th. It's not out yet.
Oh, it still says you can buy tickets though.
Oh. That's weird. Yeah,
So
I am not.
Let's go to the day I'm going.
Minecraft movie is kind of annoying me. Okay, so it's no secret. I work at a movie theater, right? So we got merchandise for the Minecraft movie, and it all stinks. Because it's all like that stupid pink sheep that I can't stand. The creeper stuff is okay. But like the
totally sold out for the day I'm going.
The cup and the tin that I was gonna get, I don't like the style of it, so I'm not gonna. That seems cheap.
The balcony is. Orchestra.
Okay, there we go. That still somehow seems cheap. I don't.
That's the cheapest ticket.
Oh my gosh.
In the orchestra level, which, mind you, so this is. Oops. Oh my goodness. Calm down.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep in mind that the Minecraft movie is for kids, therefore it's going to be ridiculous.
That's the Overture Center.
Oh. Cool.
So Mom and I are going to be up in the balcony, which is fine. I do balcony when I go to the Orpheum, which is what's the theater I go to here in Minneapolis. So sorry, I'm just obsessing.
Oh, you're fine. I've been obsessing over things, so you're fine. I understand.
I'm hopefully when it comes to Minneapolis, hopefully I'll get. I know the Orpheum better, so I know roughly where I want seats in the Orpheum, regardless.
Yeah.
Of, like if I'm on the floor or if I'm up in the balcony, I know where I want seats usually. So hopefully I can get the seats that I would know I would want. But this
sense.
one, we're balcony center though, so like we're still gonna have a good view. They'll be way down there. Look at little aliens.
He's so cute. He's so tiny. He's adorable.
When she defies gravity, I'll still be higher up.
That's funny.
So, anyway, any other questions we have for the Mystic 8?
Will I keep writing the backstory as its own book?
The answer is yes.
I knew it.
Will I actually write the preludes?
Looks like a yes.
Okay. So if for those of you who don't know, the Unwritten Rules series might not be just 4 books. So there might be prequel novellas that I'm still going to probably write just for the backstory of it, but I don't know if I'll release them. Ooh,
Yeah.
will I release the preludes?
Doesn't look clear yet.
Okay, that's fair. Same. But essentially each book is going to come with a prequel that I'm calling a prelude to hooking up, a prelude to jamming together, a prelude to having fans, a prelude to selling the lie. And so it's the same name, just instead of the Unwritten Rules of, it's a prelude to. So the first one is going to be about Peyton and a previous relationship that plays an important role in hooking up. And then the second one is going to be about how the band formed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know about the other 2 yet. I haven't figured out their preludes just yet. But
That's neat.
I might have figured out 4s to Selling the Lie. I might have figured that one out. But I haven't 100% decided yet. But having fans, again, I have like a basic idea of what I might do, but I haven't like solidified it yet.
Makes
So,
sense. Fun
anyway.
and exciting.
Yeah, so it might end up being 8 books, but they're going to be 4 novels and then 4 novellas.
Little guys.
And then the spine of the physical books, they'll all be like, they'll match their counterpart. So like if hooking up is blue, then the prelude will be the same blue.
Ooh, nice.
And then like jamming together is like, say, purple, and a prelude will also be that same purple. So they'll match.
Fun.
Anyway, that's my plan.
I'm excited.
So I'll write them, but I might not release them. So will I release the preludes?
No.
So
They are
never
just
mind.
for your enjoyment only.
for my world building only. Thanks.
That's so funny.
So yeah, I'm still probably going to write the first drafts of the novels first and then write the preludes and then go in and do the second draft with the prelude in mind at that
That's
point.
smart.
Because I feel like I want to write the actual full story, which will help develop the prelude, but then the prelude will build more and will help me with the second draft. So
Yeah, that's why I went to the prequels, because I'm like, I need backstory.
yeah. So maybe I'll add that in there and maybe start the first prelude. Maybe I'll add that in here. Start a prelude. Oops, well, I can't see.
Are you trying to spell prelude? Prelude?
No, I know how to spell prelude. I couldn't see because my light was in the way.
Oh, okay. I'm still used to like up at work. They're like, "How do you spell this? Can you look over this for me?" I am like,
do that. I do that all the time because I'm dyslexic, and so my brain doesn't understand language.
I don't even like think about it. I'm just
hilarious because jeg snakker norsk, but like I literally speak 2 languages and have my whole life, and yet my brain doesn't understand language.
It's fine. This is fine.
Go figure.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
It's fine.
welcome to my brain. Anyway, yeah, so that'll be another one. Again, if I don't, I'm just saying start it, not write the whole novella. I'm just saying start it, because what's a novella? It goes up to 50,000, but usually about 30 to 40, right?
Yeah. And then there was like, I discovered there was something before a novella, but it's like in between a short story and a novella. I don't remember what it was called though.
Yeah, I think I remember you sharing that at some point.
A novelette.
A novelette.
Yeah, so you got flash fiction, which is 1 word to 1,000 words. You got short story, which is 1,000 to 10,000. A novelette is 7,500 to 20,000. And then a novella is 17,500 to 40,000. And then a novel is 40,000 plus.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm probably going to aim for like 30,000 for the preludes. That's what I'm going to probably aim for, which is half the length of what I aim for for a full novel because I aim for 60,000 in my novels. Do I hit them? Yes. Do I go above and beyond? Yes. This is like,
Upside down.
yeah, this is like 80,000.
Oh, okay.
And then price check on love right now is 70 something
Mm-hmm.
because I've added a lot of words.
It's funny.
I added a lot of words last night. I had like 200 something.
Yeah, I don't know how long these books are going to be. They're just going to exist, and I'm not going to like force them into a box. They're just going to.
Yeah. I just have something I'm aiming for so that I actually tell a full story. So that's why I mean, like I said, that's just, it works for my brain, you know, to like go, I want it to be like 60,000, but if I go above it, that's fine. But I don't want to go below it. It's kind of my mentality.
Yeah. Mine is like, I'm gonna write until I find an ending, which is what happened with The Hunter and Her Prey. I just like typed in the last sentence. I was like, no, this is good. This is where it ends.
Where it's supposed to end. Yeah.
The readers are gonna be mad because it's a cliffhanger, but this is where it ends.
But that's good because that gets people excited. So then when you come out with the second one, then you can run a deal on The Hunter and Her Prey for people who haven't read it yet, and then they'll buy the new one because they'll be like, oh my God. Are you going to do like what they're doing with Wicked and have it come out a year later?
No, what I want to happen, what's probably going to happen is you'll get The Hunter and Her Prey, and then you'll get one of the prequel books, and then you'll get the sequel.
Yeah. There you go.
And then you'll get the current last one, which deals with the banishment of the magic. So you get to see like that unfold in real time, which I'm excited to write because I figured out how it's going to happen, and I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it actually turns out because I definitely want to have like the prequel all pre-planned before I even consider writing The Princess and Her Bodyguard. So
there you go. Anyway, we should probably conclude here soon because it's been almost 3 hours.
oh my gosh, it's not quite as long as our longest one, is it?
I don't know, what was our longest one?
Wasn't
I
it
feel like
3
our longest
hours?
one was over 3 hours. I think it was like 3.5 or something.
We were really yapping that day.
Let's go find out. Let's go look at the live streams that we've done.
Let's see, 2, not quite 3, 2, 318, 2,
326.
330, 326, yeah. So now we're both horror writers.
New year, new us, same excuses.
327. I think we had a bunch of people there that day, so we had people to yap to.
Yeah, because there's our first one was an hour and a half. Oh my God, I didn't have bangs in it. I look so weird without bangs now to myself.
My hair is longer.
And the second one was it was just under 2 hours, And I remember even having that conversation of like, maybe we'll just keep it like just under 2 hours. That didn't happen. Then 225 and then 2 hours. You had your hair pulled back in this one.
I think it was what time in the year was it? Was it like
it would have been
the summer?
Probably.
That's why. Also in that one. So this must have been like summertime. Because it gets really hot in my room.
Well, because this because it would have been November, October, it would have been September.
It gets really warm.
Because
it doesn't cool down until later.
The 2 after that was the November writing challenge. Huh?
It's listed. I have it saved. The timeline, the dates.
You do. You're right.
Because I have a problem. Yeah, so the first one was July, then August, September, October, November.
Yeah. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, it makes sense. So our longest one was January of 2024. 4 was it not just a couple months ago. July. We've been doing this for almost 2 years.
I was gonna tell you we should figure out what to do for the 2-year thing because I don't think we did anything for like
We didn't.
special for the 1 year.
We didn't. We realized it was the 1 year and went, oh shit.
Like,
We've
oh
been doing this
dang.
for almost 2 years.
Nice.
Speaking of which, for July, make a note of it already since you're the one that schedules these. No, July 20th. I will be busy that weekend. I'm not saying what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm just going to be busy that weekend.
Okay, so that would be the 3rd weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
We'd probably
I will
do
be just busy that weekend. I can't say why. Not yet.
It's a mystery. Rewrite history. DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Woo!
Tell me you were born in the 80s and raised in the 90s without telling me you were born in the 80s and raised in the 90s.
I mean, they did a remake of it, and I've started watching it. It's really cute. So
Cute. It's
I
very
like it.
cute. Danny Pudi plays my favorite duck. And David Tennant plays Scrooge, which is perfect.
I think it's funny.
Well, I remember when they did the announcement of the cast by having them sing the theme song. And I'm sitting there just watching and be like, oh my God, it's Danny Pudi. I did like a reenactment on that old channel we used to do. The 5
Oh,
Awesome
yeah.
Geeks, a reenactment of it. And it's literally kind of what happened in a way. It was just supposed to be funny, like an exaggerated version, where literally I was sitting at my computer watching it going, oh, the new DuckTales, cool. Boom. And then I went and showed my mom. My mom was like, oh my God. And then my dad's like, what? I'm like, this. And he's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, then you wouldn't. You don't watch Doctor Who. Anyway,
That's so funny.
that's how they did the cast now. I still have to change all of the thumbnails.
Yeah.
But I'll work on that eventually. It's very simple to change the two that are already in the format that I decided that I liked. So just gotta change your picture, that's all. All right. Anyway, so let's recap everything. So Kay's goal is going to be to work on the timeline and world building for the 10 Kingdoms books, specifically the Hunter ones, and complete the writing prompt. My goal, I've got quite a bit. I've got quite a bit. But I've gotten into a really good groove of the last hour of my day, but right before I go to bed is working on book stuff. So since I've gotten into a really good habit of that now, I think that will help. So my goals will be to finish the second draft of Price Check on Love. Again, that's probably going to be by the end of the week. Figure out the timeline for a series of unwritten rules. Again, I can't imagine that's going to take a ton of time. Well, I'm just not like I'm not expecting to bust it out in an hour, mind you. I'm expecting it to take maybe a couple of weeks.
No, I was just thinking, wouldn't it be hilarious and very on par if, like, as I'm writing the timeline for this series, I come up with another couple?
Oh, it's absolutely going to happen.
Like, where are they going to fall in the timeline?
It's absolutely going to happen.
Oh, God.
And then start a prelude to Hooking Up, which is the prequel to the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up. So, which is going to be pretty much, I mean, Hudson won't be in it at all. It'll just be
It's St. Patty's Day.
I'm not Irish, so I don't
Isn't it Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm working.
I don't do anything.
I'm working.
I don't do anything.
I've got a little bit of Irish somewhere.
I don't. Well, technically, I am Irish. Actually, Noreen was part Irish. Well, she was English, but there was some Irish in there. I don't know. I don't love that holiday for many reasons. One, Americans have done what Americans do and just made it about drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And also we're celebrating a man that literally killed a bunch of druids in the name of God. So, because when they say he drove the snakes out of Ireland, they were just the people that lived there that were not Christian.
Why am I not surprised?
I don't love that holiday.
Yeah, I mean, it's another day.
Yeah, I don't
was
really
like,
do
right.
anything. If I remember, I'll throw on green just for shits and giggles.
Right.
The last time I celebrated it was when I was in real estate, and my real estate office, yes, my job brought in green beer.
That's funny.
So, but that was pretty much it. I really don't do much. I also don't do anything for Cinco de Mayo. I do stuff for Cinco de Mayo, which is Norway's Constitution Day. I do stuff for that. And next year it actually falls on a Sunday, which is perfect because one of the things they do is a thing that the Norwegian Lutheran Church does. And that's actually going to be on Cinco de Mayo next year, which is really exciting.
Hey.
Cinco means 17, so the 17th of May.
Oh, okay.
Cinco de Mayo. But I do. My dad and I usually share a shot of aquavit, which is a Norwegian liquor. My mom hates it, which is why my mom does not participate. But yeah, he keeps aquavit in the freezer, and then on Sunday, and we literally just have it on Sunday. Well, sometimes we'll have a hankering for it throughout the year, but usually we just do a shot of it on Sunday Mai, and we cheers. Skål, go Sunday Mai. Gratulerer med dagen. Skål is cheers. Literally just means bowl. But from what I understand, the Old Norse, it was skull.
Oh.
Because it was Vikings drinking from the skulls of their enemies.
As one does.
As you do. That's why if you ever hear anything about the Skål chant, actually started in Iceland, but it's a thing that the Vikings fans do where you go, Skål! Skål! And it's a really cool moment when you're there. And then go Sunday Mai would be good Sunday Mai, and then gratulerer med dagen, congratulations on the day. For the record, gratulerer med dagen can be used for literally anything. That's a day. So like saying happy birthday, you say gratulerer med dagen. Mother's Day, gratulerer med dagen. Merry Christmas, god jul. You don't say gratulerer med dagen on Christmas. You say go you.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah.
Language lessons.
It's so funny because my mom said, my mom goes, because I was like, Mom, it's Pi Day yesterday. I was like, Mom, it's Pi Day. And she's like, I know. And she's like, and isn't it also Cinco de Mayo? And I was like, what the are you talking about? She's like, no, not Cinco de Mayo, the Irish version of it. And I'm like, it's not even the Irish version. It is not celebrating their independence, mother. And
oh
she's
my
like,
God.
Because she just grew up with everything being like any national celebration was Cinco de Mayo. Because it was just, to her, not the 17th of May. It was just like Independence Day, Constitution Day, whatever. So like, I'm like, what'd you call the 4th of July? Cinco de Mayo?
Yes.
Anyway, fun stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me Hoopla.
That was like forever ago. What did I send you?
I haven't looked at my phone during this whole stream.
How dare you? Oh yeah, the Hoopla.
Well, that's not true. I did look at my phone a couple of times, but to pull stuff up, so I wasn't looking at my notifications. Anyway, but yeah. So no, I don't do anything for St. Patty's Day because I don't really like the holiday. Because Americans do what Americans do best: drink.
Yo, ho.
Mind you, I have nothing against drinking. I'm gonna end this stream and go drink, but I'm
gonna get me some water. Maybe order a pizza.
I have pizza left over from last night, so I'm gonna eat the rest of that for dinner.
We didn't end up getting pizza yesterday, so we're getting pizza today. Unless somebody's forgotten. I have not.
I didn't.
My parents.
Anyway, but yeah. So okay. So yeah, so those are the goals, and then of course complete the writing prompt for me as well. And I'm still having on the write 2,000 words every day, but really it's not write 2,000 words. It's averaging by the end of the year, averaging 2,000 words a day, which I probably should update, but it's below that right now just because I've been focused on editing more than writing. And so definitely not been 2000. So thank you. Anyway, so those are our goals for April. And our next stream in April is going to be April 12th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Same bat time, same bat place. That's Central Daylight Savings Time. Which is a Saturday. So be there or be square. Oh, should probably also throw in May. Whatever weekend we're doing Sunday. Can't do that Sunday.
Oh, that's fine. I think May I should be on Saturdays.
Oh, it'd be the 18th because Sunday is on a Saturday. Ooh, Sunday is on a Saturday. I want to do more celebration than just working. So it'll probably be the 18th. So probably the whole weekend of Sunday. Just we can't do it the 17th or the 18th probably because I'll be busy speaking Norwegian.
I think there's I don't remember what movies come out anymore because they keep changing them and shifting them around. So I've given up.
I've noticed that anytime I see like trailers now, they just say the month that they're going to come out now until like only just a few weeks before they actually release. I've noticed that recently.
Yeah, because back, before COVID, it was pretty easy. It's like, okay, yeah, this is coming out this date. Okay, cool. Now it's like, oh, well, we got this poster. It's got the wrong date on it. Do we have a poster that has that proper date on it? No? Okay.
Yeah. So I've noticed that some studios are now not even saying what day it is until like a couple of weeks out.
Yeah, and then they've started for some of the posters, like if they're teasers, it just says coming soon.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. It's
like,
interesting
dang,
you mention that because now that you mention it, I do notice that.
It is so weird and so annoying. Oh yeah, Shrek 5.
Shrek 5. I am shocked. I mean, Cameron Diaz came out of retirement for it.
Honestly, I'm not shocked. Like at this point, I'm shocked they didn't do it sooner.
Because Cameron Diaz retired and she wouldn't do it. She didn't want to act. They had young kids and she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So she wasn't gonna come back and play Fiona.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why. I actually didn't know any of that until I saw an interview with her, which, by the way, through that interview, I also learned that she, during that time, decided to open up a vineyard. So I tried her wine. It was good.
I think I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't like spectacular. I've certainly had better celebrity alcohol. Who else have I tried? I tried Kevin O'Leary's wine. I tried The Rock's tequila. Was it tequila or is it vodka? I don't remember. But The Rock came out with something that I tried.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Francis Ford Coppola wine. Anyway, okay. Let's break. Go team, go. All right. So we got some things to do.
We got things to do, stuff to accomplish, timelines to create.
Substack posts to finish. I'll share that all over social media when I'm done with it. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited for that Substack post because hopefully people will learn about it. We'll learn more about fat phobia and the history of it and why body positivity is not glorifying obesity, which, fat people existing does not glorify obesity. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
The existence of me does not glorify obesity. Thanks. Hi. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at. We'll see you all next month. Will we see you next month?
Looks like a no.
I think he just quit the stream.
You know who also hasn't made a stream appearance in like 2 streams?
Van Gogh! Where is Van Gogh?
He's on the pirate ship back there. He's back there.
Van Gogh. Seriously, I swear what we need to do if we ever create marketing stuff, we need to do a Lego Van Gogh holding this. Creative accountability has nothing to do with writing. It's a painter and a toy.
It's hilarious. I love it. Give me 20 of them.
Kind of like when we were doing the 5 Awesome Geeks, and we're like, we need a mascot, and for some reason we came up with a fucking purple cactus.
Count Dractus.
Count Dractus.
He was a vampire cactus.
I still want to make a plushie of Count Dractus because I
think
still
it'd be great.
need him in my life. I
He's-
miss Count. I mean, he's still the logo of our group chat, but like, and we use that group chat daily.
Right.
But I really, absolutely still need a plushie of Count Dractus.
100%. It'd be a great.
We should revive him as a mascot.
For what?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Maybe
What if
this.
it's
I don't know. I mean, I know Van Gogh
Van
is our
Gogh.
mascot, but
We can have more than one mascot.
we have more than one mascot. Maybe
That's
he's
fine.
painting Count Dractus.
Art prints.
Yeah.
I
Well, it
love
would
art
be really fun though to have somebody do Count Dractus in a Van Gogh style painting. An impressionist. My mom could probably do it. My mom does impressionism.
You should ask her.
Ask her. I want to ask her.
Be like, hey,
Sell that-
hey.
Sell that as an art print.
Oh my god.
Merch. Our first merch for creative accountability. A Van Gogh style of Count Dractus.
I love it. Has nothing to do with anything.
Has nothing to do with writing in any way, shape, or form. It's just we love Count Dractus.
We do.
We just love Count Dractus, and there's
He's
nothing
a-
wrong with loving Count Dractus.
Vampire cactus. He's the best.
He is. Let me go find a picture of him.
I think I have him somewhere on my documents. Let's see if I can find it. Can I find him before you find yours? No, because
I'm just going to 5 Awesome Geeks
oh,
because he's the mascot.
I
Oh my
pulled
god, the very first video to pop up. Hold on.
Should I be scared? Should I be scared?
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold on. Just give me 5 seconds.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005.
Is this one? I have to unmute it though.
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear the sound if I do this? Hold on. I'm going to have to mute myself.
I don't know what's going on, Kyle-chan.
Yep.
Can you
we
hear the
hear
sound? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know where Melissa and KR haven't been able to find him yet. But I've been out looking all night. All night. When Kay didn't upload her video, I've been out looking all night.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about this.
So this week on the 5 Awesome Geeks, we are talking about a horror. I'm very picky about my horror. So I studied film history, criticism, and theory in college. So I am actually pretty well versed. And dude's walking by the car as I'm looking at my phone and talking. So I'm really well versed in the different forms of horror. And I could go into a huge lecture about the different types of horror there are. There's slasher, there's thriller, there's
This video was obviously sponsored by Macy's.
Just Macy's in the background. Oh, I found the thing. Oh gosh, now I have to hunt the thing down. I hate everything. Hold on.
supernatural. Lots of different forms of horror within the entertainment media, at least in film and television.
There you
The
go.
one that I'm not a big fan of is slasher. I was actually, for one of my courses, forced to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, and that actually made me like sick. Like it made me actually like feel nauseous, and that was not even that bad. I just don't seem to think the concept of let's just see how many people we can kill and how brutally we can kill them in 2 hours. I've just never found that entertaining. To be completely honest with you, I just haven't ever been able to find that entertaining. But I do like supernatural stuff. I do like thriller. One of my favorite filmmakers in the history of the world is Alfred Hitchcock, who is an incredible filmmaker, or was an incredible filmmaker. And he was just so imaginative with all of his stories. And they are all just so absolutely fantastic. You know, things like Rear Window, which could actually happen, or Psycho, which could actually happen. Psycho, like, actually made me afraid to shower on my own. Like, I would actually, when I was a teenager, I would drag my little TV into the bathroom with me so that I was able to feel like I wasn't alone. And not only that, but there was something between me and the way into the bathroom.
Now I just use my phone. I still do that.
Because it was in the doorway. And that way, if somebody were going to come in and kill me, I would feel a little bit safer. Kao-chan brought up The Birds, which was also a really great Hitchcock film. It's actually the very first Hitchcock film I've ever seen. Rear Window is actually my absolute favorite Hitchcock film. And I remember one year in school, I actually, for like every single class, we watched it in one semester. So in the course of like 2 months, I saw it like 4 or 5 times.
It was 5 because there was also the one time I came down here to this house in the Twin Cities, and I was flipping through channels and I found it on Turner Classic Movies and watched it again.
That's funny.
It was absolutely ridiculous, but I love that movie. It's remake, it's update and remake. Disturbia was also a really great film with Shia LaBeouf. That was really great. I actually really enjoyed it, and they did a really good job at updating it, because Rear Window in its form, I don't know how, but they found me. Guys, they found me, and now I'm hiding again. Wherever you are, Kay, wherever you are, Melissa, we will find you and we will save you. Okay, where was I? Because we got to get these videos up. Rear Window, that's where I was. So Rear Window, yeah, just in general. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock is one of my favorite filmmakers ever. My senior thesis was about Alfred Hitchcock and the kinds of movies he made and the kinds of decisions he made in those movies. But when I started studying film in college, I just fell in love with Alfred Hitchcock, and I just think he's fantastic. Other than that, the only real slasher film I've really enjoyed in my life is the Scream movies, except for the 4th one. I have not seen the 4th one yet. I don't know if I want to. But I think the reason I like those is because they don't take themselves super seriously. Like, they're kind of a spoof, but they're not. I don't know. They're weird. They're good. They're fun. And you can't beat Courtney Cox, because I really love Courtney Cox. Stephen King, you know, I've read his books from the time I was a kid. I shouldn't have. I love the films as well. So like The Shining, like Kao-chan brought up, The Shining was absolutely fantastic. Misery freaks me out, because misery is another one of those things that could happen. And it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I just hope I don't get hobbled if I get found back here. Anyway, and then, of course, games. One of my favorite things in the entire world is Five Nights at Freddy's. If I was at home, I could show you my Foxy plushie, but you guys can kind of see him in some of my background videos because he sits on top of my couch, because that's where he wants to sit. That's where he wants to sit. Anyway, wait. I think I hear something. No! Dylan, save me!
Anyway,
I love it.
I love it too. I loved what we did with that, because the actual story behind it was you just didn't upload a video. You and Melissa did not upload videos. And we were talking about horror, and what's really funny was I had no intention of doing that, but what it was I was nannying my nephew at the time. And I was meeting my sister and him at Ridgedale Mall, which is where I'm at right here, which is Ridgedale Mall, which is in Minnetonka, Minnesota. That's why you can see a Macy's behind me. And I was waiting for them to get there, and she was running a little late. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll just film the video. And so when I grabbed my phone, it's because my sister just pulled up next to me in the car in her vehicle. And that's why I grabbed the phone. And then I was like, this is going to be kind of fun. let's play a little game.
Oh my gosh.
And so it ended up turning into just something really funny, and everybody just started playing along. I just started a thing and everybody played along. I didn't expect anyone to play along, and you all just played along.
Oh,
with
that's
the
great.
storyline. There's counteract this.
Counteract this.
So, yeah. What's really funny, I never really noticed. Well, not that I didn't notice. I didn't pay attention to the background.
Yeah, I think it was trying to like encompass the fact that I think me and Melissa were doing like video game stuff at the time.
Yeah,
think.
because it's got the
Yeah, it's got the Minecraft, of
Minecraft
course,
stuff, and then it's got looks like and
Smash
there's a little bit
Brothers.
see like a little Dalek here in the corner.
Yeah,
So there's Doctor Who, and then this is what's it called? The
Smash
Battle
Brothers.
thing on Nickelodeon, on Nintendo.
Smash Brothers.
Thank you. Couldn't think of the name. Smash Bros. Right here, and then yeah,
It's a
little
very cute
Doctor Who
cactus.
thing. Interesting. Love it. Yeah. I also didn't realize how short my hair was back then. That was pretty short for me. 8 years ago, 2017. So that would have been the before the last time I chopped my hair off, because I chopped my hair off last time in 2018. So then before I trolled everybody on my YouTube channel and did the my friend cuts my hair like thing, like the trend that was going on there, like my so and so cuts my hair.
Mhm.
And I have a literal friend that's a hairstylist. And I was like, do you want to do this and troll the people that watch my videos? She's like, that sounds fun. And we were like planning out this whole thing where she was going to cut it super uneven at first and like be looking in the camera like like being really, really nervous. And then it just comes out nicely. And that's what happened. So
It's great. I love it.
it'd be really fun at some point for you and I to do, because we could do it easily.
What?
We could do like one of those charity stream kind of things where it's like 12 hours.
We could. You would do the morning, and I would do the evening.
That works. Or we could do a whole 24 hours maybe. I mean, I wouldn't.
wouldn't. I'll do the late one.
I'll go from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can do 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. There you go.
I like it. It works. Let's go.
But anyway, yeah. I just love how everybody played along. But yeah, I love that when I searched 5 Awesome Geeks, that's the very first video to pop up.
That's
Second one is
great.
also one of mine, where I'm holding one of my graphic novels. That was back when my manga stuff was over here still. That's weird. It's really weird to see that. Anyway, all right, everyone. We're finally actually going to end this now. We're done with the Minnesota goodbye. What?
We are?
Yeah. Here, we'll end on Count Dractus. Oh, I got rid of
I removed Count
Bring
Dractus.
him back.
Oh, okay. Dude.
There.
Count
Count Dractus would like to wish you all a happy rest of March, and we'll see you all in April. And now that he's officially come onto the stream, he can officially become one of our mascots of the stream. Bye, everyone.
I'm Count Dractus, and I approve of this stream.